Okay.
Meka ko Amsterdam Amsterdam Cocoa Week. Our industrial players ni nyina buy. Nti wo trust traders no wo ho companies ni nyina wo ho. Samre no me share company bia na wo so to cocoa $11,000 per ton. Yes, and na exchange rate so 16 Ghana cedis. Aha, enti say open say there make say samre no na edwaman so no on average na ye ton cocoa ne $9,000 per metric ton. Okay. And na rate no so 16%, 16 Ghana cedi per dollar.
Okay. Enti yanka me nyobi ye masi ma me yanka me pepa. Enti si yemfa ne say na no ton no sa bre no. So wo hwe sika na mo ton no dwaman so ene de na ye de mamo sa bre no a percentage wise na kwani no say na wonya.
Okay, percentage I find a direct percentage translation now. Over say 31%.
Okay, next we back kwani 31%.
Yes.
Okay.
But there were honors in the say cocoa no Ghana the way see a ton your cocoa no e bi ba bia ehia chire mu.
Okay.
Esa say na abai ye forward sales. Na forward sales contract we di kan ton cocoa no. Enti make I say 2023-2024 season Ghana signed a contract of $2,700 per ton. Yes, over 750,000 metric tons. Enti sa cocoa no ntumi ton $2,700. Na se cocoa bo per ton no $1 billion per ton kura. Wo no ongeni. And that's all because where the can ton cocoa. Enti some near 70% forward sales, 30% spot sales.
Okay.
Enti edidimu a na nsesa ko ba say ye call international market no. Ye anya syndicated because na cocoa deficit Ghana na say supply the traders no. Na ya around 330,000 metric tons.
Next say the say ye di kan ton I say ye de come on no ya je hu sika no.
Yes.
Ye tumi fa
sika no ya je ba cocoa na ntumi ni na ntumi anko.
Okay, enu ti etumi enu ti de ye syndicated
exactly. Because beji sika fofra and the kofa cocoa na aka na ye den fabra enti eno na ma Ghana ye free syndication say sade a and ye be ko prem financing model. Na prem financing model ne say me de cocoa no ebebrew and say menya cocoa ni bi pia sika ni bi 60% farmer me na me fa mbo cocoa na hobra na say me de cocoa ne brew me shepo brew anu atua 40% no na mu no so no e ka na da hodada no me de we na ba me di 60% no na me twa we ne kakra enti say me fa ne say o shepo $5,000 e dia koma barry carabota as I say the 1,000 tons of old kana da ho no bi soso and we won disika and we won disika because what disika na di dada aha enti sana 2024 ya de ba ya de abewura 2025 mu a sa ka no de nyame adom for me clarification ya tuna clear sa debt ne bia amana ye den afi o ka dada na da ho no
me bisa sa question we be they tell bisa sa ne say wotie amanyofo na we beka se me mawo kokoo ne yeton sei e wadwaman so na emfa se meton yeton no Ghana cedis no emfa se yeton no bia be 50,000 Ghana cedis and say 5,000 Ghana cedis o wadwaman so enti me aban no na se me a me di anim koton ma wo no wo mema 2,200 Ghana cedis and say 2,500 Ghana cedis that is 50% of the amekokoton ye no na me so ma 50%. Enti no na me bisa say sa bre na no moton ne sa no na mumunya 31% no na sa 69% no eno ekwa
Asa na make say cocoa ni bi ni adikan agiska na a cocoa ni eni ho enti sa sika no unya na physical cash say aba emi na ye fa sa percentage ni amakua na isi enti me aya ye cocoa akuafo ye transe a politicians ne kasa ya ye hwe omo pa ba no kura wo musu yenim because me no ka say since 2014 me hu yi am international conference
okay
me kokura bu ha 5-6 nyame adma next week ya ye kwa Amsterdam Amsterdam cocoa talks traders ya omo to cocoa wo Ghana for the past 4 years cocoa one ton be a trader be ato me mebo a wo to no me ntama wo de toye 5 big companies are the whole world omoto Ghana cocoa pa be 80 to 90% for the past 30 years. Eye Barry Carabot, Tuton, Cargill, Ecom and Ofi. These 5 omo to Ghana cocoa pa. Cocoa bi omoto in a year bia yeti a year war records and information because any global directors ni sharing komo. These are politicians ni kasa. They are politics. You who say way there or can a man in the party. There are no question work I trust ya den. You na there can ye cocoa boy yateso. Na ye pese ye dey politics. Say eye and I say enye no. Ye akua from where we sit. You who there echo cocoa dwumade wo Ghana. Enti me here politicians say be Kofi and I say honorable no abeka chem so yate cocoa boss monjintum. And I say Kofi Beka say yate so nemum enye ntima mompene. So what you say? Aha na me wo adibi wa ha. Was it distribution of net FOB? Distribution of net FOB nature say cocoa na ye no Ghana ha no. Ye wo ba bia ye market sika bia say eko di dwuma bi. Okay. Enti a free producer price which is farm gate price. Eno na ba ye yakua for ho. Ye fe bibi buyers margin. LBCs na omoto cocoa ni free or dem cocoa board no. Ye twabo a bag bi e dem omo. And ye fe bibi evacuation cost. Say car na e de cocoa ni free depot airport no. Eno so ho sika wo. CMC internal marketing operation cost. Eno wo. And na your friend is a cocoa board and cocoa board divisional operation cost. Enti cocoa board adwumafo akatua wo mo alawan ni adi nyina eno so wo. And there wo net export duty and also cost wo. And there wo other cost which is a scale twine sack duty size there dey talk cocoa ni adi na and also cost den wo and na replanting and rehabilitation. O kan nyina boma no anya total net FOB shed. Enti o yes a total na who say ubenya surplus and a deficit. Okay. So when you surplus and not just when you amfaso aye den. Aba e ko deficit so anu aboka. Me problem am me won prempren say. Sa enyama amabobo so nyina no. As we speak buyers margin and evacuation cost there am I. But aban agina producer price no so. Am I no there wate so. But other costs na community total net FOB na my who say e can back cocoa industry nim for Ghana ni nyina eni no aban ambo others no so etina ke expect say ka finance minister e kasa no total cost ni ye say enti yate cocoa farmers there so 25% enti yate eka ama cocoa board subsidiaries and our divisions ebo no yate so 28% enti o ma ye who say oh eka no wo ma Ghana nyina enti yate obi ade so 28% a eno na fa ba bi ko beka say fair enough because e kan ba ma ye nyina ba se sende kuani no me etene de no so 28 na ye nti ba bi say other factors are contribute to the net cost no ye kan obi ade a na che say you are not being fair to the farmer entikia ka say yate akuafo de so 28 yate cocoa board staff any other cost be contribute to net FOB no yate 28% eno ne me no ka say nkoma akuafo di emudodo na akogina saa asem no say o pese kuani ti ase say o cocoa na mate so no edwaman so bo na cocoa bo eye $7,600 ene sisi a me de kirewa eye $3,600 almost 70% is gone obi an business say o trade sa kwan ne so a eye da ya o be ma consideration na mo consideration ni kwa say affect kuani nko say kana ba cocoa bo na ba form na affect the entire net FOB ne dia. Then the entire net of will be 20%. And you create name farm gate price and necessarily consider 28%.
What can be about farm gate prices? No?
Yes.
Say ebra na motor your tono 3,600, you know. Yeah. Now munya no 31%. Say farm gate price na saying.
Okay, men fano Tama aban started August. Our de cocoa no call 3,228. Our page FOB no to be 7,200. No. Yeah, calculation I around 66%. Okay. In Chama ya letters and the course 4% na can buy and find them and kind of because on my penny I promise say 70%. Enti enum let us no kokɔ ye na meet akuafo ye edu ba bi kura na ke mbakon demonstration na Cote d'Ivoire ekobie omukɔ increase wo price na nti na kyese ne Ghana de na ye den ade ahia na aban de 400 ye den ebe ka ho no kura ni 400 ne be ka 3228 na ekɔ 3625 no na ma akuafo anya ye friend say 70%. And international price ne say ye den eba for me te do ba bi kura na kuani enya 130% of the international price. It means na aban kura boka because $5,040. Now after international price ni na ba be do your friend say 4,100. Na just aban tua exceedingly $1,000 per ton. E di amakuani na eno no o ese okopesika no ba bi de ye den edeba enti mpempre ya me ne wo kasa die ba bi adu ye no na aban ko revise in the note and was CCC a wo de FOB na ko 4,200 nemum o makuani 70 obemakuani 90%, which and nakura ba bi akoko buo adu no o fa na calculation kura be san exceed 90% no, it will give you around 94-95% of the international price in print. Okay. But eno no de yenim se koko hihye no du ba bi asa how ne ba na ekọ na aba na de esi nyina ya abrofo na ahyeda na omo position wo in such a way say ebeba ne sa because trader na no beto koko ne say won to because koko board ya na che so pese koko ne eba fom and the omaka che so koko na omo pekura wanya wie but to be kom na enya no kro pese o ye bibia ma ebo ne ba fom no kro ni for the science ayehu eniama ya follow no koko bo no be san ba form biom koko bo na enjina be san ba form biom because parameters bebre wo ho a determine kwanya koko trading system ya den ekoso and the bia is mostly influenced by the international traders because any kan koko ye mfa anya hwe omuka so omonto ne be busumi ni koko ni nyina gu port de wo kwani ho de de ama LBC a waje asi ho de wo port so wo port o ye ne de ye ntumi ye ne hwe enti akoba se ye hihye bi na ya process more no wa ha eno kura so won consequence because me no ka say na cocoa $9,000 na some na cocoa powder ye processed product no na $25,000 per ton and now cocoa bo ati aba $3,500 no the same processed product no so ati aba $8,000 into no po de eswati eche raw beans no so what you say into we have parameters at the auto cocoa no okoyam and also wayam na still so wayam no so wododo na wo 21 ton a ubende
they say what's rank boka de ayam
exactly
they can be impre no
into such situation be unless locally ya just say be consume more ye produce ya consume o ma bi to say Brazil omo no cocoa produce na omo consume into wono no ebo no na determine enti say also we focus on processing na one compare market who say me process 50% na me process we are me market in here the same problem will still exist unless say we because okay in there ye na locally yentumi di bebre na ye no enya sa na ye process no kra na abrofo no mo way out so ono no nya ni sika e wo processing no countries oko Switzerland every year bia we generate over $20 billion from processing tax and kwa waje enti your friend say ecom ewo ho your friend say Mondelez headquarters Switzerland Barry-Carabot headquarters Switzerland oyam koko na de o mani nyani now for so wa obeya efe kra na obe ma afia odemo so what you say enti me de se betumi educate na allow local consumption no akosoro de a ene solution ni bi beba enye sa de a ye betuma process koko no ha stay ye nya tofo
and sabre ya ye ka say we ye kwani o kan bibi about say omode ya amanyosam de na wo mu a emamu kwafo mu say party bi e de ye koko ye dwumedi no e ya amanyosam
eno na akwafo etrasa na ewra ho say Ghana ye yina ye no bibia na de akoya amanyosam de asi ye hu koma obi edi se na ye bedwe ne ma ye ni akokoko no ne ye hu se kokoko no ne kuta o man nti enye ne ye no eya na yasesa nkomo no ebia kura be frafra ye akuafo no ma afa akuafo no bi kura so attend politician it will feel said the IC no enye obi so say eye so but me there from where I sit me did say genuinely eye esese ma fact na ye fact na ye objective nkomo bi wa mint me ndi no ha because me dadomani Ghana cooperative cocoa farmers we over 431,000 but be a cooperative wo Ghana bia yaka ye ho abom nti asem bi wa ha mint me nye de enka but some we akire na honorable eye presentation na but be honorable betwa ntrobia metuma wo say honorable asem we ya wo ka ye die ma wo say wo ka dia favor NDC ana Kofi asem wo ka ye die wo ka dia favor MPP but se yi anu fi ho na ka nyina ye be kase oman ne ye ni ye nti se we say na si a ye facing as it is me gidi se beboa ye na minister finance kasa no what the ehihye bi ba ya wo se going forward eno na cabinet adwen ho ehihye no me yekua ni de but baby me ne ya adwen 100% baby so ha me hu se still ye say ye so CPC mfe ye so PBC mfe European Union for the ehihye bi ba o mo se koko a wono ndua koko and so was one man a wodo koko every 2020 koko bi a wadua kire say watwa forest no koko no ompe no wone man mu wonto koko ba watuma yamra
ndua koko ono kwa wo fa so de koko ono hyemra ma say koko no ye ni say
every 2020 watwa forest asa koko no memfa nsi o friend EUDR wa compare magana ya ye traceability system a yetumi demonstrate kire say koko a ye dey bai yentwa forest bia after 2020 adentira oko Europe obi oman no nton koko eye private sector mondeless we mu neto enti to me space bi wo ha yenja ma private sector no control o fa no LBCC a o ka se obeso ede na ma PBC ba fo sa problem ya solve na yen solve PBC call from your LBCs maybe o moto koko na o monto what I say there was some strong local LBCs kura mo ye Ghanaian own Ghana for private and so mo bo mo homodi dey ntina PBC o ma ni sika ne mba koko so mba CPC o ma ni koko a ontumi nkoto product na ma sika anye dey mba o still asese wo so na se nti to me there yenja space bi ma private sector no na yen focus on regulation ubetuma ka say koko bi a obeto bi a me pese otwa tax ma aban obi a ne ntumi ntwe sa na Europe for no mo ye den omo ye wo de koto koko bra me man mu ye nkrofo beto adi na mum ye dia ye wom eye sei but wo this space no so efa say wo be trading direct na at the end of the day no Ghana ha ye nim aban dia eboka wo boja aban enti ne aye ne trokan ne yeko but private sector sisi aye asikamba LBCs ne say omo ntokoko adentira wo ye business wakwaji loan wo bank okoto koko ne ba obeboka wo so won tobie but say aye aban dia obeto akoso ato oboka emfa no ho nyamfa so enye den emfa no ho nti ano na kame de misusi say sa processing space and LBC space no yenja ma private sector no na ka yempe Ghana fo a omo space no menye show omo den mom we should resource them na omo create employment dan say ebeka say still ye ma aban asa control sa space no which Ghana ye suba ne ye efa aban adwuma ho no bibi ansesa o de obewa 10 years PBC be ko be ba obeka so aboka cocoa processing company ya resource or more resource and last week me ya offer be free Malaysia because December me call Malaysia cocoa festival almost on 10,000 tons of cocoa powder ebesi ne ma push CPC nya ba bi krampo a chese onya 5,000 kra e de amount eti why we resourcing them wamba your private a year okon ho sisi a year obenya bia ye den ama it's immediate to me some of these things no yenja ma private sector no and abai sa can be about price regularization say automatic adjustment
yeah
ne sak mani beje papa because say ye di nkomo
I didn't tell mani
beje ne say yakohye mra say koko no ye makuani 70% ekosoro ebafo makuani 70%. Baby a mete me me cooperative tibia koko bo ekwa me nim 70% na me yeden eno no me hia obi NDC ni ana MPP ni no akotena radio so ana TV so aka chem say 70% na ye 1 CD ana 2 CD say me ntumi nya me calculation kura ye so ye betumi amobilize sika employ your friend say
consultant
bia they be obetuma yes calculation aye den amaye nti eno ne de me gidi say etumi de sa mra ne ko na ye gituma kwani bia ba bia ote bia behu say emra we ne de ye adwuma koko no ba wan si di kura wanim say ye hyehyɛ ya ye na ya den agye atum nti me gidi say no so ba kebebo aye pa na afei enema aban ede ne ho ahyem a wo ye no kwotwe ne ho firima akuafo na ya ebeboa ebi ti say subsidies nnuro say aban say water input amakuani no ye cooperative ye position say onja sa space no ma ye cooperative no ne ye nya ye koto ye nnuro wo de ne say obe create avenue a nnuro beba abonten no asese ye papa ese quick approve say draw we de wo de gu kokoo so a eye na cooperative na ne suppliers na ye dey adili na aban ya say me na me de draw ne ba ye de aye politics NDC ba near the contract na ma NDC for MPP ba near the contract na ma MPP for me say imrogo hokwa e ba emfa kreke kwa me en check hwe say esa ye de buko ko so e be ye ya na say enye yi enso ne de akoma kuani eyiye yetumi ya imro different 50 koko na ewu ne yale aba ne nyina enu bebre ka ho ai kire say imro ne bi kwa ye test because nipa na contract ye de ma no o check kwa enye yi ana kuafo ye de bia ye tinti ka banja sa space ni nyina na nnuro ne ho hyehye nyina no ye njama cooperative no na wono antu na anamo na megi se ye ne sa nneema nketenkete ne cost na ye ka na sini na attribute to cost ne bi enye farm gate price nko a na chese de mesme enim efa ehono no
and then ye din komo pa and then chechemu no very deep pa said the tie eno ono no kokoo kuani waka na ni chechemu ode man no watie bi wahwe bi nti ye bedi honko na ayanse ne beja kwan krakra ma akọ no de ekọ bayi nyina ene de abesie nyina no ede be na wugina wuko na namu aka kire aban ede na wugina wuko na namu aka mamanse nyina tumi ate efa kokoo akuafo mudwumedi amudi ene mra ne se de niema ekọ ene edani se na ochina ayese no ede na wo kasema be miensa ne nsori
yo medase de di kan mesre se nhyehyaya finance minister kasa abambe ye no omo speeding up na de SSA ko parliament no mkwaje approval no omo nyane hu se omo akwaje ho approval de toso mienu problem wo ho kese ba ko ye kokoo sika ni ho still san komo no finance minister obekasa en kokoo bo no so ate ba still ye hu se sika aba nti means bia be ma sika aba ma enesekwani no ne kokoo eso ate kura eso otumi di kokoo no kọ no onya ne sika no eno de be sra ban se enye animanim ya e ma ne nche na de twa to kura ye adesede na me de be ma kokoo akuafo se achia enso emui bible se bibia wo ne mere we na aba kokoo no international market ebo aba from to space aye hu ye say ehun abakwasem grant enye den ensida but me wogide say na atumi aba form na emre bi e course no kokoo bo be san kosoro bi because game bi a traders na ne ye play ya nya abotre na edu ho abufuo ekotwitwa kokoo gu e ka se ye de koye galamse because kokoo bo aba form a bi a na emre tie we bi beba ma kokoo bo aye den akosoro na sa amre no so walusu nti ye be sere se akuafo omonka omakoma nto wonyam na arehoni na chi wonya abotre na megidi se yensom se na ya sha asie emre pebeba yam ya adma bena da ya yehia wokuma so all the cooperative leadership in Ghana ama aban hyehyɛ ya wode aba na yeso ye ko gina na ya hweye position ye be communicate ama media ye de yeso ye gina bia be kokoma aban se cooperative fufuo the minister be kan yeso ye gina bia ni de ya futuo ye betu abanfo de ye dialogue ye be dialogue na at the end of the day no cocoa industry no afa ne ntoma pafra
abeta me ne kasa na so hwe na nimu na no atie papa na woni nidin e de isifu isaka aha ono na ye president e de ema Ghana Cooperative Cocoa Farmers Association ya da sipi na no pe no omre
mesme da
si papa na no atie pa e na otiache adwuma na se enti de oka no odim se do besi aka no afa enti ye beda na sene agya no kwan na wono wakọ na fe ya ka akire no so no yetumi edi ho enkomo na o respond wo hu
o kan se bi na answer no be ko no
okay
yeah o kan say
honorable ahi introduce ni ono ankasa introduce ni hu aha honorable ahi and I becoming say ye ka ono ekoko kuani
yes
what do koko ache what does who it dey ko be nyina no so affect one way or the other
yes.
Okay
I'm say and some people o kan ya I'm say me na ya adwene he tried to be objective as much as possible na o kan say aban no ate kuafo sika de so a wajai ada auxiliary ayi no ho no eno no ono ankaza kan say ade no kra 3006 peton abana so yen kra no oyisu $4,200 per ton and the year the current price now I am
okay
na so amount 90% it means ada ayina aka okra this aban ko bobosia say eye transporters sika na woka no eye LBCs omo margin eye na ebe to twan na koko moto ni nyina no because I don't really the scan kura nyina no ye amount 90% na say who say 10% na aka no entini mo sabra no what you say entini na person me twa dum ba say eye no kura say aban ate kuafo de so but cocoa board expenses there ye jam na to because I dey 100% amount will be 90%. Say 10% na aka no entimi enya adwuma na aka ni na anameboa na mpese wote asesa say enya true say abano ate kokko fosika so but say ye LBCs say ye kokko board mo cost any other yin na de ye ante so because scan ye
na ye kokko na adwuma so do no a
e okay yin na 10% be na aka wo so jijim say ensombo this abanko pesika be den e be kan ho. It's not true say abanyate could afford yes so ye jai other auxiliary ayifo na other expenses aka ho no because 10% na aka no kura no enso
okay
what you say
okay Isaac am say oh Isaac asore ko say obi ya da no Kofi mi patch Kofi tonto so I have the communication team member Kofi Akwaba
me Joseph
we dey ye be kom aka say no obi abeso ka bibi ansa na Isaac atumi asore Kofi na so ka dey
so be say ekoba dia no
but
the point I'm making is say ono na sema o kan say aka 10% minister some o kan say esa ban ko bo besia na o de kokku e kana aka no because 10% ne enso minister anka say e kana aka no omo nso niema omo ye be hwehwan so that was the point he was making
automatically
no it's not automatic you said that esa mo ko bo besia kra de be heden e be so ono na sama o kan say cocoa board na kane no omo ka e say ya mani hu say cocoa board kan ye hwa ni sika de ma no ye hwa
so sika na e ba no na ye che
there be minister
ya che the 90% amount aka 10%
ama wo kan wa sa ka say say ye kobo besia e de be so you never said say ye be hwan omo expenditure so eno ni ono ne point me boy isa kan ya wa
na minister of finance kasan so kan o say ye bet it omo ne man so me point am make ni say na o say ya ti kwafo sika so because no e kan sika no 100%
understand your kan nyina
how I expenditure wo ho no and me chere say already no abaya ma kwani no 90% enti other 7 ayi na obo so ni nyina na 10% na aka no anso what you say omo expenditure kura anso so definitely by inference no so
yes no okay. But you said that
no what's
something in our one say there's something in our one say
this say abai obese obey maintain this all kwaje me say of course
all right
ma toka ma renovate houses. These are all expenditures are not here because prices are bad now no are bad down in a day.
Okay.
These are all expenditures are matter hundreds of trucks, matter Land Cruisers, renovate dying. All of these are expenses. It's we now the catch the say yate so now man 90% FOB. So what?
Na I can't so now ɛka na wa
ɛka aban bi ama bɛtoka yɛyɛ bɛtoka ɛna ɔmo nso abɛtoka
beba enti wo de ayi prince munye fusu tiawa 1 minute pɛ na yenya ayi Isaka kwan na Isaka nkɔ na fe yɛ hyase ni yɛ nkɔmɔ sɛ de ɛbɛ na enti wo de 1 minute pɛ yɛ twa ho niam na se sia just 1 minute
ukoko kra wonim wuram ane wa ukoko ane yade wa beto so ende hwe ba bia modi aba ba wie ti esira won amofu yesika ma ye ane ne yagege medamase
oh abana ba en de mmoa bebiri kwa because se wo hwema abana kasa yenye hanye start ya edua kokoo ne de emmoa pi na aban de aboaye because wo hwe kokoo ma sprayer mmoa ewo ho ese odi bua akuafo nyina aban de boaye ma ye start ye titru first kura first one na yem president ata ayo sen atamese bae ne kura yin kese pa president a wo ma ba no nyina no wo mu boa nti na kura ne yenim se nka ebekurusu beta nkrosu ya niema yenya etese fertilizer eni so nuro ma ye di ye kokoo de pi yensaka enura 3 days kuro ma be sesa kuro ma mfidie nyina kwa wo mpese wo mu de boa ye bet problem ba ko wo ho ya problem ni se yen kokoo a aban ato eye afia abana to no kwasem ni mi akura no mena mi ye chifa ma wo kurum ha kwa mi esia mi ni chifa ma na ye hwe problem ma kurum ha wo na fo ha wo na enya asem ketwa se kokoo a pieces ni pia ato no yenye sika omodi tua omuka nti ama ho abani mo ye de abani abane mo ye ne de yan chifa mese no ye na nso ye ko meeting saa ne ye nyina kan ye ne ewom ni se ye sraba ne se omomodna se kokoo na wato no de ene ejam kura no bewuro benye sika ba betua famese ne ka ontua ema famese ne mo obi ya abonton na se wo hwemafuo nha ya wo ye kokoo ya hwe che ne ezia yo ohu me kura no kokoo no nuro na omode bra ye se ne kokoo na esi aso no ya ebesi na wo da no ho kura hwe kokoo ya ye se ne esi agu ho ye hu kwana be fa so a kokoo na be so ye se ye to a aban be to a wo betua ye ka nti e be sra aban se on try kwam bia wo ho bia no on ni kokoo bodufo nwere na o mu nhwe ba bi ye betima boa Ghana na ye nyina nim ni aba maninum efrise se ye hwadwama ne so a kokoo no bo okofom kora ekofom nanso Ghana no bibi sa aba aya titru ye farmers ne de kora ne ye nwini se ba ti dwabo no so na ne aban ato ye sere na da ngonoma ompe bo sian famara na se kirejai no light crop no kora se bibi wo mkura na oye de a eno de ye nyina nim se price no mate so ama na aba fom na mom ne aye sra ka hu ni se ti no obete so se de otua ma ye na ti no obete so kora na omomodina no hu se no kwasem ni onja emu se wanya se ne obesi aye na wa ya wie no obete so amana kofo too much e ba sa de a adibere beba nti e be sere ne se ye de akuafo ne de en haye bebre se nia opeso ye no obeye wo mrekura ebetuma pagya kokoo status na ma ye kokoo sem no atuma koso kama enu ne ye sere aba ne
Awie yaja Isaka kwan amanoko enti sabre panifo a ewo fie ha ebinu kwa di kan kasa dada odonyamfo Samson ahi ono ye bodi emrasebedwani ono kura se ekuafo ono kura ye soafo be de kira wo hwe adwadie hu nsam so kokoo nso ye di kokoo hu dwa enti no ene de o hyemu se fi o aban mu nso ofi position e baaye ntene ye bidin komo de omaka position ndom ye nene no sa na tia na ya hwe na ye di ho komo afi eno achi so mi benkum so as usual Ebo Bokman wono deputy communication director Edema United Party Plus UP wono so ewa ha ena fe set oforichumasi wono wado kokoo sa wado ye papa hwe nipa enso wo kokoo odokoko na sa wokọ a wuhuno de be say cha say ahaban wo soro na no wo fa cha no bo adwuma o sikasem obenfu kokoo nsem so esikasem nti eno so ye ofia e bidin komo ena kofi tonto kofi so no da no hwadi dada kofi so no so no dua cashew ana kofi ngwa papa na ekoku farmer see kokofu see enti besu ka say ya yo ha nyina ebon area na yenu kokofu no fano no free me farinyi enti ono enam kura na de sika na eto nti kokoko kene ni man bi kokoko na nkoye na manye sika me da to ne nam enti no se da no pa me kan no obia edan obi abudwa fon da masema mu nyina akwa ba eda spa ona pa hi me sa se afiri so mu na mu aban mu ebra mu opposition mo kan sama wodo bi ese kokoko akuafo enkuran amon ko wato mu yemu se sa bere no se the then government MPP aban eto kokoko no sika no akuafo no ewo fam dodo anope ni sekadi nkomo no wo se se na ye ton no German so no 31% ena no akuafo no wo mu enya edin na mo ka kire akuafo wo bra na sa den na mo kan ye bra na mo opposition bra na aban no eto kokoko no ode kokoko akuafo de man edin potin ena mo kan na fefiri ho a ya bade e bayi de asiri so mo abre so ona bo ahi 10 minutes
medasi se mamentia UTV atifo nyina na mentia me colleague panelists ayo hai na asembia oka no in contest yewo opposition ambibi aban etukoko mu ema yeba out ebe kan say aban no sisi kokoko akwafo
yeah
o say isaka isifu kasa no o kasa idumre bi kura kokoko obo kodu $12,000 per ton any 11,000 any 10,000 any 9,000 no so kansa at that time na yes a press conference no ye calculation na kokoko amansa dwaso no $10,000 per ton ena edi ye sa nkonta na ebu ye no sa tam na exchange rate no so ye 16 cedis to $1 na just say okoton koko 1 ton at that time no e ma send dwaso a enam say o the dollar no bedu Ghana ha ye ndi dollar wa hanti no e say o se sanko cedis mo
okay nti we hweti ni so they are okay who some na e bi gusu
very good
okay
and just say so what ton 1 ton I had $10,000 what the bag Ghana ha o se sanko Ghana sika mu a na we have 160,000 Ghana cedis sika sika no sika dada na 1.6 billion ana yebu nkunta say enam say ton eye bag dunsian no o be say o bag ba ku bia sika chema bag dunsian no in the same time no eye 160,000 Ghana cedis no o chema ema bag dunsian na there is a bag ba ku bia 10,000 and I say 100 million sika dada no eno ena na do aban ema akuafo no 3,001 ena no kan say 32% no what is it enti ye bu san kute hu say no I don't know akoto koko bag amazon dwaso wonya 10,000 na wo ba ho be chemu miensa aban na famienu na o makrani ni bako enti wasisi o mo fa bi kan ena o mu bi say enti mu na mu aba mu a aka sabre koko mbe ton say ena kan san kan yan ton less than 6,000 because you manifesto mu ya kan say be ma koko krani bi 70%. It is anka 70% here that time I 10,000 na anka 7,000 that time anka be 7,000 and I can say anka less than 6,000 intine wa ba mu a anka that time na kan ya no because say bag ba kun bia no 10,000 no anka ye be less than 6,000 yes me no yan kano in the vacuum ya kano based on prevailing market price at that time.
Any exchange
rate now. Exchange rate now. Because you say Ghana dollars nedi.
Okay. Enti me pacho mo. Honorable Minchawano, enti ye share a year was real ya. 2024-2025. Na o share a year September 2024 September no. Na one market price no. A 10,000 Market price $10,000.
Yes.
And now we call August 2025, 2026. It's about 7,200.
Yes.
And now October, that's 7,200. And now say no, at about from say 4,200. Let's say about $3,000.
And no
every so maybe I say about from kakra so at the account. You do come you be factors are. I'm say me about man say you fear be bring say enu na ebe mu no.
Odeti. Enti ye bu nkuntan afu we ye be bu kokoo no. Ye use 7,200.
Okay.
Per ton.
Okay.
Na ye de ye. Okay. Na nam say na ya hye akuafo bo say ye be mo 70% no. Enti sa $7,002 no. Ye makuafo no 5,002.
Okay.
Na constitute 70%. And a ma multiply no by 16 a year na. Na say we divide by per bag na obenya 3,625 no. What I say? 5,200. And I you see at 70% from the 7,200 no. What I say? And I di bu nkonta no. I don't know. Yes, we criticize MPP before. And now your person who criticize here. But they should tell us, say, and that boy about 4,002. Me crack and say, easy for crack and say, and that crack 3,006.
Yeah. Hey, about from.
Yes, 3,006. But you crack Pagino 4,002. They should tell us, say, Pamu calculation, I'm 32%. No, I'm 32% no cocoa for. I'm a 90%. I'm on one. Or one can send them to cocoa for. At the current price, 4,002 no. Me dey na me person me kan say. Koko okuafo. Senya isufu kan ye no. Obi anu a okuta bibi na oje firi nsam a na nije. Omo mbofu no ne kwanso an no. Because obi e dey apana ne life say bia o. Obenya oton koko back bi benya 3,625. And that was on answer be 2,587 na. Te say nani anje. But me from say omunya botre no nti explanation ti a reason ti amma sa ntiso na den aba na say wodi akire na wodi reasons na sanya politics na obeya obehu sa ban we no indeed ono kwa na abono mo modre ebi sida say aban bi abekwa mansan jo so kotokoko na odi mu 90% ama kokoko ni ebi sida for the first time in the history of Ghana, in the history of cocoa, say aban etia also can say among people tell 32%. Now ko to ade be 100%. Now mo kwani na oye won 32%. Yes see. Plus opposition ye ka. Na ye bu nkuntan no. Say akoton cocoa no $10,000. O dey abedu Ghana, o ya 160,000 Ghana cedis. E 1.6 billion. What am bag reduce ya bag ba kun bia e wo mu 10,000. E 100 million. Now many people 3,002, 3,001. Now for 2,900. More than 2/3 of a Tikana Hoko Jabano. And composition enter with you. And that was the reason Tiama we came out strongly say Abana at that time no. At that time no was easy to for. And indeed, ya buy ye my who say yes. Yeah, say a manifesto promise say 70% based on that. And go for to abamaye ye koko buona on to say ni da chidie ya yes say mu no na 70% I state we manifesto mu say e be twa koko for because as I said no ye page koko price no at 7,200 ni 70% $5,200 and e dey koko for what you say
okay
I didn't hear ma na ebia na aba from any exchange rate no because that time na na so koko bo no obu page no $10.75 pesos. $10.75 pesos. And
75 pesos.
So,
10 cedis. You mean 10 cedis 75 pesos?
Yes. 10 cedis 75 pesos to $1.
Okay.
And I do a calculation. What you say? And ama ebeba 3,625 no. What you say? And the time no. And then figure it said that time no be before na I say rate near 16 cedis no. And I can 16 cedis 70% now. and come so a chum 6,000 krana na from say every moment. What you say?
Okay.
And you know, mama, yeah discussions no in contest. Yeah, you know, you can say that time no. Because I can't say I'm going to go for a boom contano. And maybe your phone business and to moon and more about more. And can say better question. And I say pay. You promise. Yeah, try money first to more. And can you try less than 6,000? What you say? And indeed, you buy Musuno. Yet you say, ayo. Promise, sir, you don't go for say, you try less than 70% more monos. Yet you say, ayo. Because of 5,200, no, I can see 70%. I have your man go for. They say, I say, yeah. A boy, a swati. I to fast and credit, or you see 4,200. And that's an announcement, no. Or you see, no, average, I have 4,200. 4,200, no. You tell me 90% in the democratic for. As you speak now, it's happened before you tell us, say, Omo, no more to see here, go, I have $4,200. Send and come to a democratic for. Omo can send and sana. Omo some beka, no maka. After a car down on the minimum 7 factors.
Okay, yeah, can also factors. I mean, you do baby, you do the baba. Now, we share a year, we share a several na and 2024-2025 season, no. Now, percentage was a mercury for no. Farmers share 32%.
Yes.
And at 2025-2026, no. Omunya 70%.
90 above.
And that time now
70%. And 90%.
90%. And government shares, they are not abainya 2024-2025 season. No. Now abainya 68%.
Yes.
And now okay, no, 32%.
So what's the source of this document?
From Cocoa Board.
Cocoa Board. Cocoa Board.
From Cocoa Board, and this our document.
Yes.
Cocoa Board.
Oh
yeah, because
Cocoa Board.
But that's the fact.
And 2025-2026 and also no August that time no so na 70 for Cocoa Creamy, 30 for government. Sa to say no abanya 10%. Kofi ye koma ye die no mo na mo aba mu ansa na NDC for ba mo kan sa mo se mo ntua mo bu akuafo mo nyo mo yie just 31% bi na bro mo anka mo anka mo tua ni say bla 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 ani edu ba bi ye bri do onabo ahi kasa no kan se sanka mo no mo aba mu a se mo abre no kase na nko mo be ye se say omo na aba aba mu na Cocoa Board na edu ba bi ye dri Sambe sama mo kan ye ena bibia ye wo anka mo na mo anka be ndey
me nua me da se bebre edi kan honorable Samson ahi entimi mfa exchange rate enye argument
okay
because mo na mo se mo the exchange rate no free in fact mo na mo se mo the free 17 about 10 nti wo so the free 17 about 10 na ye wo asem nti na no ntimi me kan kire piani ni say exchange rate na reduce intina percentage so amount esa with the man no because or your calculation say 5,200 no kran ke 16 and ke kuafo benya sika bibre
yes
and I make a choice say wo and no aka kire Ghana for say why you sika ni yi inti abafo ana mebo abafo
okay
so wo na so ama na abafo nti say wo so ama na abafo mo a then and wa wo kwa fa sika ni sa de argument for. And I want to make an answer. It doesn't make sense. Because who in one breath, who praise you, who say, why is he can eat? In another breath, who say, Kasikana to say that no dianke, Kuafubenya Sikabibri. It doesn't make sense. It's contradictory. And also, I make my own answer.
Okay, Kofi, yeah, share for the you.
It's contradictory.
Kofi is not contradictory.
Okay, how is it contradictory?
How is it not contradictory?
How is it not contradictory?
Mr. Ramo, or can or Kasa, do brother Medamasipa.
As I make an very simple. Who was someone what can I say? And ne sika modema equiafo no. Sankie yusu 1 to 16. And Kuafo benya sika bebre.
Sanke 1 to 16.
1 to 16 because over the dollar amount no. We say $5,200 and I'm the Kuafo. Nti say what the ba and exchange nano exchange rate and ka be $5,200 times 16. That will give you 83,000 cedis. 83,000 cedis no divided by 16 bags and Kuani bia benya 5,200 per bag. Iti kaya nano exchange rate anka kweni ni benya sika bebre. Okay. Na nam say exchange rate na aba from unity. And ama kweni ni sika na eden aba from. Why na ma exchange rate ni ba from?
It's say be ko soro say kokoo bo no be ko soro say be ba from unu ni nyina gina exchange rate no so.
Anya no nko aso. Na adwaman price so all of that.
You share see $1 dollar. Of
course.
Anti say den kura na sa dollar na ho odin si da ho odin tie no e be determine.
Of course, it has an impact. So what I'm telling you is that you can't approbate and reprobate. So what was why is dollar ni year? A china won sound fan no may another argument. The entire went to me and for ye. You can't approbate, you can't benefit, and then when it doesn't benefit you, you blame the currency. That's the point I'm making to you.
But is that the reality? Say dollar ni say next year, amasi di na you say. Enti no say the dollar next year no the seed no so na me so me gina dey
of course
but Samson didn't blame Samson didn't blame the currency for the situation.
Yes. Mama kufa
Samson ahia sama o kan ye no ono an esisanka exchange rate ni ye say ya nka kuafo ni benya more
dabi ne me kan say say
the
current state na wo convert 60 cities
madam I say
anka u 70%
I'm saying that you are approbating and reprobating. In one breath you want to benefit from the dollar situation, in another breath you want to blame the dollar situation.
Who is blaming the dollar situation?
Anyways, let me go to my point. Look, Minia, the tiani say mo hye kuafo bo e bo hye na mo hye nya bo hye ba ku mo ka kire kuafo say se mo bampa mo be ye a special health care di ama wo mo na omo ne akuafo na omo yire mo nyina ko health hospitals free erikopoku ne kan wo Onua TV.
True.
That's what he said. What is a lie? Yeah, more video ni nche me fama producers no mo kire
onya de ba me kamada wase pa
asem o kan no ana mo be ka kire yen say ade no wo $10,000 per ton ba me nua abrantie ne kasa no o kan bibi so wo twen wadwen koso a o say ye bibi a ye friend forward sales. So the first question is obusan ho ne say cocoa na ye ton ya ye de ba 3,100 no, what price did we buy the cocoa at? Did we buy it at the spot price of 10,000? Because Honorable Sansia, he word you see you say the prevailing market price at that time was 10,000. Meaning say in no market price no was 10,000. But Busan say cocoa season
and 10,000 as a season.
Sam Reno, the prevailing timer omo kase omo ankombema 6,000. The prevailing price was 10,000.
Okay.
But that was the spot price. That was the spot price. Enti me kai say ye catch omo say 10,000 na mo use no. Is the spot price?
No, 12,000.
Tie
12,000.
Tie million.
I think the forward was 12,000, the spot was 10,000.
Yes.
The forward was 12,000 and the spot was 10,000. What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is that
look, Minia, cocoa na yeton. Unya ni nyina at one price. We forward. In fact, a certain percentage is na about 70% to 80% obey the forward price. And then about 20 to 30% obey the spot price. We are no blended. No when you be a friend weighted average. And no, and now the be pricing mechanism or the be any na. Enti the first question I see Busa cocoa board ne say that year no majority of the cocoa motor 70 to 80% no. What price and motor no? Was it 10,000? Was it 5,000? Was it 6,000 or was it 12,000? That's the first question. Because when you have that price now to mean your weighted average now, a whole now they be calculate o FOB.
That's not even true. That's not even true.
Said there omoto cocoa no Ghana ha no. There be cocoa now wo koto we dwaman so. Wo koton.
abi o cotton we German yes sorry o cotton we German yes
yenya koko no ya to koko no na he ye de kodwa so akokoton nti say
ye won heavy crop season and ye what the light crop season usually the light crop season no and omo ton the spot price and at the heavy crop season no ya na omo ton mostly on forward price nti na me busa said the first question you see busa me busa said table na e wo ho no cocoa board when I will catch them say cocoa board na this table near the amount na me busa say majority of the cocoa are more ton for that season no at what price and more ton no because that price of more ton no and on the be boa wa calculate the proper FOB what you say I don't the be boa am want me enya the proper FOB na mo buy no yam busa e ho say mo beto price ben mo buy and now what was the market price so mo say prevailing price ni enyu so a mo buy a prevailing price ben na mo beto ye cocoa no da ben e be do 4,000 e be do 3,000 ene when did the prices start dropping and then na time mo buy and the price and na was no mountain no na mo twen ya ma ne ba fom
o twen ma ne ba fom say
cocoa prices don't stay cocoa prices and yes stagnant
say cocoa a seasonal it's a season where the ba ni aton
yeah
a heavy crop the be try ya ti cocoa kese pa no bere no so a ni aton e ba be bi e no pojo kakran so a no so ba na aton nti e seasonal nti bere be ho asem na wo kan say o mo twen ya sana e ba fom asem no mo kwa koton e ho na pese mti
eni na me bisa say o mo buy no na cocoa price no e sen
year 2025 last
this,
year
yeah this crop season no also more ton na yes because from every indication you know, they were looking for the best spot price.
That's not true. What can you say that?
No, I'm saying go ahead and talk.
Well,
they say no what na wakasa
wakasa even more than
the microphone off one na yeti
wakasa more than metal na makasa
okay no you see we need to look at the price trend price is saying na mo beto no mo beto say and the free he be drew him these are the questions. But who catch them and say price no about 4,000 and say who you 4,000 was it 4,200 and now the calculation and nunti and now ma equiafo sir.
Now is that not the reality say?
It is true say price is above from.
Okay.
No two ways about it.
Above from nanka the osha say they say above from adro no e dey na ka say ye say ni ton mu no ya ton 4,200 e say kwa so no can do 3,600 so at 800 Ghana cedis. It's only for 4,200 no. Anka sign now you say say the mercury for no. I say the mom old price no because so 4,200 beba na 3,625 and as I say no acquire 4,200 and say I can say the mercury and 3,625 na
and maybe say as a price na he ni free bedroom the he ni free bar from do 4,200
he for the free
yeah free the buy
so price was not 4,200 yeah page no 7,200
7,200
and on 70% to farm and $5,200 that's what we did
until men am busa say mo buy na dan yes
obisa na obeyi no
so you see a rhetorical question the point is that the cocoa price didn't just get to 4,200 until
if it's 7,200 and about 4,000 say abon eba from until free baby na baby free near 7,200
until 7,200 for 7,200 cocoa say no more ton at that time
are you considering you share cocoa do ye ton no so na ye dey a compare sika de ba kuafo no
na say cocoa you see
abuo no and ye dey be gina so dem
na say cocoa do a wo beton no and sika wo benya na medical culture say ebi wo ho a wo benya no forward price ebi wo ho a wo benya no spot price no a blend it and of course do a wo beton na no we fi say see you na kasa culture say about 52,000 and no mutimi ton no 3,600 Ghana cedis and a refi see you na some kan wanti or see
Randy
Abbey as more can say the first price no more the buying see meaning I buying the first price of 3,228 and we pay them call 3,625 meboa sa 3,625 no omo to cocoa ni bi what price were they using then it's happening no mo twen ya e prices ni sa drop way
what I meant here say so mo twen ya ma prices ni drop way say no minimum say be drop and I say
because the market is volatile
and
you must always know say cocoa prices any stable a bit me drop
okay
you must always know that the point I'm making
for 4,200
it's not about send some of the make for because to say the honors honorable Samson and he can many na ya adwen the wo beton I mean sorry price are beton no emu percentage and na dey make for but the point is at mrebe na wo ton no send e be ya wo benya the best price to be able to give the best to the farmer.
Okay.
So maybe na wo ton no say wo ton cocoa ni ntem e ton na mra na the price is near best and na one chance say wo benya spot price because the point is that they were trying to get it at a special spot price.
Now one say to cocoa no hold
how what I'm telling you this is what's coming out. So what happened? They say they were waiting to sell at spot price. I won't the best spot price. And I work here more. That is what is happening.
That's what I'm calling you. Chumesi. Spot price. One price. In a five could see in a sifu. Mami tio.
Agya Kwabena. That's it. Na mami fa kwenye nchia. Yahwefo ni yetiefo nyina. Ane mnuanoma. Sa bebe na ewa fom memenda eye busy day
sure
nti wankwa yi a woni kokwa ase a ododo ase na mentia menua mpanfo a meno mo hia Agya Kwabena em se enne ba bia megyina no din chain da bia if you say me kasa as a financial analyst na me say akasa se kuani
cocoa farmer
asem ne fa no na nye cocoa kuani nko Agya Kwabena me say me shase me hwe mo secondary school cocoa nursery na me de hwe mo secondary school tina me ye cocoa nursery no maton na me wura secondary school no de na ye ni say ye ji cocoa pa enti ye di noboa
adono
your friends or your best 4
so me bi
3 de sisi anyina mo ye me very good friends o mo na hwe me cocoa ni fu nyina so ba sa abre no ye ji pa na ni akodo ombetu a oka kokota na ya bie school a meba prempe college ni skeni ho na train na bom se set wo kakra na mutu amaye no onzo mbe ma obi a ya didisika advance wo je no na wo fako
ona so mo miensa ne de am de be kan wo de no ho
menje no fa computer school fees
then na fo we de ye nyina si enya bi
na edu kokota ma omo agi o musika na wo ache eno edumemfo mu ni agro kra memfo mu ni agro kra Agya Kwabena mi papa dwuma odi kan ye no ekoko cashier PBC obeye koko krache mato koko da ade amenye ebida ene se mdi koko ekwa amanone
akokoton
ana se me process Agya
chum
enoma bi a ene me pese me boss wa ehia me ye ene se kamia ese ye koko dwumadie a ye betna won se mna ya betna hai ye jaya ebeye NDC MPP ye kan obi a woni good reason ti a oka ne a oka nanso koko kuani mi na madua mi koko mi dua wi a enam ye hyehyɛ a ye nyina ya gye atumunti mi ni ho kwan se me a me koton mi koko wo kobuna de oya ni kashi ono akoton ni kashi wo kosire mu a de okosisa ne share nut de odon soya beans de odon aburo de odon millet de odon sorghum ono akoton na ade se nanse ye Agya me ye kashi ayi cash you need share that business pa medical abrochire na ye ton shenat Ghana cedis no 12 cedi 50 pesos per kilo just 2 days and our price they drop it from 12 cedi 50 pesos to 10 cedis. It is a wa cars and nam pants we be nyina no wa boka but e kana wa bod wunim say peja kosura won so be gain e china enti a part of business ubi entumi complain
profit and loss
by koko duma de ye ni sa kwanya for profit and loss for kuani me kan be si asem so enti kuani ye gidie nyina ene ye nyoma nyina no ye di akwahye cocoa board nsa se cocoa board buayen na nyoma entutoye Agya Kwabena se wonnam ba bia e won kana hempo no ko East Lagos se omo ye ka kwan se omo ye ka kwan e wo fa kabra ye friend cocoa rose enti me de nanka Ghana aban obo me won ka bebre e de hweme a enya na gise me amadwuma amaye ene e de hweme se ye kwa kwan e wo East Lagos ye e wo cantonment ye e wo Abeka La Paz na ye friend koko sika ka kwan na ye beye bia mame e wo nkuro nua na beye koko rose dia na ekamia ye se menso memua efihinfa
anu anye bebia koko wo no na wo mo de to se eye koko road na se koko sika no mo de yes akwan no
nti Agya me utie report by asat say ye moving into 2025 na eka eda koko board ho na ye koko rose enko contract no Agya Kwabena ye ka in excess of 26 billion. Problem I be call program nim see e be di nkomo akọchire but ye be kwa program ni nyina no 26 billion no na enye Fidel Rose ekaw enye Ghana Highways ekaw eye koko board ka eye ka kwan a ye di ama contract mi duma mi die se koko kuani no fa me ho Agya se koko kuafo etumi chiwo yam eboa Ghana wo sam pempensuo ya mi gidi se me ye koko kuani eye mra etese o man nso ohumi mobo efiri se me boa o man no wo akwan bebre so empem bebre ni abetena di nkomo a eba bedu August September na ye ba na ye be ya analysis a etumi predict dollar rate say yenim say dollar e be sha ase akofom amasidi apagya nimu adentia ni nyina ye twen syndicated loan if it's a syndicated loan e boa o man Agya basis here my establishing e ma ye ka say both NDC and MPP eduru brebi a omonye din if we say adumra koko akuafo ye betimi akire ya adwen na yakasa now babi aya ba bedu enne babi aya tie ave meyi me space se koko kuani na makasa se obi a meti sikasem ase Agya babi aya du ewo koko adwuma mu no aya nioma mensa eye ka ni aka nioma mienu se cocoa price no world market price and exchange rate but Agya financing model e kwanya wo fa so edi to cocoa no eno nso wo anamon kese wo san komodie ya say amanone cocoa buo ekosoro a se de enim commodities bia no enye cocoa nko a cocoa gold petroleum ene ho nioma nyina no ekosoro a ejire se enkosoro eba forma wuni ho nsem bebreka na nam se ye Ghana na ye ni dollars ye di cedis nti sidi na ho oden eno nso ewo impact na afei ekwan a wo fa so atokoko no ba bia ye wo sese ya no ehu emmoa ene se yesi nipa na on to ekoko for the past 2 years se aga una wo to me koko na wo be ma misika ni bi na wo ma bi a me di aboa LBCs no akwa akoto koko no okoto ba me de ma ono na wutu ade aka no ama enti se wunya baabi eho no omu hia se obe ma advance payment bi a wo mba me ho ntentem now se mo koko ni mpogu ho ekwan ya metumi akoton no mini amode a metumi de koton ne ntentem se bia anka me am wo misika me de ton a anka meton no enti sa financing model a ye wura mu sese ya no ene nso akrepo yen akyekyere yen se oman ame se mitie cocoa board mitie a great minister ana honorable nso aka to so say you will be say 50,000 metric tons wo ho ayentumi ton ye if we say so obi ba obeto na obema osika ye problem aye ko mu say akuafo eye normal mienu aboa na so ahwan no yes hayen nanso utie die papa no na omo kan but say me a on betu ya me kan no enu hia me bebre pa chen say die aboa no ebekọ from na bia enko for enkokume baba bia na yadu no omo to koko about 530,000 metric tons omo say enu die ya ton enti yatuma tua oka 50,000 metric tons enu die ya to afiri ho na so yentumi ton ye enti usika no aka kokam ebise obi a meto ye eno eye yasem hia ebra amampanyi ene finance minister abeka se yenhwe na yentua ye expect so mbetua se sika no na me question na me bisa me ho na kwani bia ebisa ne se wonim ayame me osika akam kakra ada ebra na ekam nti no ewo wa ebia license buying company wonya sika kakra no wabetua bi na license buying company bi nya sika enti ye konkwa ya tete ya hata no ebi wo wa ya boa no asi ho because bi a me toma mabai na wo fa na nya sika enti me so me kokko na akọ ho dada wo fa nya sika me wakam enti kokko akuafo bebre na atwentwen so se ye ntwen na nkan di obenya sika no ye di akoma no but say ya wuti announcement na from the 12th enu hechi no koko na ya to dada ne de wonu benya 3,625 but to say
o de na de ewo
fi no na me cheka
aboka
me serious
o de atari say ope bupa no waton
na me mpe bupa o na me benya sika
de aba beto
enti ewo mu say your president bekasa ye no wanye say appeal no but megina koko akuafo nyina na mu especially koko akuafo a ye wo sehwe Agya Kwabena say ye ni hwibie mu ye ni hwibie ya de a ye dan eye koko na mesra ban say anka obetumi a revise note no na anka ye huru say ya boa ama ye yika akwan wo Ghana ya boa sidi say ya koko ya boa sabre abambetumi a consider say anka oma koko akuafo be 1 week bi na kakra na wa hotel wie edanya de me koti no
de wa hotel
wie ma hotel wie anka na metumi aton but na sika na eni wonti no because anwa me de be makwasi na
oni sika
na kwadwo di sika ba na ya akomu dada no yentu ameka
okay
de media kura na nwa ye den enu nti na me place a game no ma me put it as a game say a rational human being bia no obetumi ayesa anti kakra na ho ne de aka enye hwigen na nka obuma e 1 week and within the week no kakra na ye beton eno no ya ye ho adwuma wie eno de aban anka onfa nka eka minim se eka aba eka kese pa na aba because utie ne ana ye kire mu nyina say ye to cocoa no ye ma price thinking say ye 72,000 and say see I ba peg no around 42,000 into $3,000 there ababa yeka so $3,000 yi and you see 50,000 metric tons and e wo ho until with the 50,000 metric tons no e come multiply $3,000 na about $150 million and I car and that ban so as a copesca and not dear a ban pe won pe was wo tua na nka best na ban say anka won revise note ni kakra na ye nyina anya me nko a kokko akuafo bebre wo kakra na esi dem be bag me ensa be bag nan be bag numbi enam emo a ya bo a medika bobo so say ye kwan atusire mu a ana ye kwan ato anyimbiem na omo nti kokko nkraya ye nka se nkraya de tourism ne ndom aye tourism rules enye tourism sika na ye de ye efiri aban confessim enti mo ya abo aban ya no anka abo mo ye kakra na be 10 days bi ye fa nton de wo fie no
okay
lastly Agya Kwabena mitie nyoma aban e de tutuda amen e ma me comfort say in the midst of me no me won say samegyina me ho a Agya when say last year me 35 acres just last year me 35 acres of cocoa farm just last year last 2 weeks ya we me ehunu me nya guys na say me employ o say we me status na am the crofobia o mo she overall me employ nipa 18 omo akoka the team no omo ye afom duma no omo ye create employment enti sa duma ye di ekobai aban mu ye mobo na ohwe na nyoma toto koko rose odenyo ye na di ode ba se ye koye nimu no afein sa factors ya o kan ye se eboa na ekosoro a ebe kosoro mene ne a oye share nut ayepe mene ne a oye cashew ayepe se ekofom a enkofom na no nso no wa asem wo ho Agya se abaya mboa ye near here forecasting from finance point of view ne say andre here akoko price na betumi akofom ebia to the list na ekọ na ye on the same level akoko akofo mo be kire won pa enti aban betumi amaye a certain guarantee abrofu mu ye beka ne say price floor price no ekofom kura buru so senya enam say koko eno na ye japade ye mu bebre koko eno na ye abusuan nchemfa no ye betumi ama price bi a eno de atete agu krampo no
bibi kakra na wosoro kakra
wo de eno de wo de aban no ye beboka e de aboa e de ason ase
all right me that say
na finally no do okay about the processing me ma thumbs up even though my president can no de me na nya adwen every research approve say value addition o process bibia na wo kan amu no eso mfaso no anya danya no eye moho percent 300% e wo hold up there
okay
na say na me say meko honorable crowd say ye the ban ya ban maize export ya ban soya beans export ye ba be ban shell nut export den nyina ne aban ka kire yen se enya aban we nko a aban atwam se o makwan e ma ye export in Rural State yet aban na wo hye wo se kwani ye makwan ma ye export in Rural State ni koko de na o export ye no in Rural State e ja se aban no ofa no aba beduru ha wo ye de pope
inconsistent
but and then from what finance minister be indicate here say Obama mra abase not less than 50%
will be processed
Agya ye wo ha ene ye say ye wo installed capacity ye factories are omo process cocoa yes ye ni bio enya afa ni yakohwe omo installed capacity na ye excess of 400,000 metric tons nia na ye process na ye around 35,000, less than 10%. Now, the same time, you know, what we had last year, Ivory Coast, process almost 588,000 metric tons. Processing. Say cocoa and you processing the processing and marketing yes yeah.
Anyhow.
Cocoa would see what we are.
Okay.
Finally.
Finally. Before this mama.
Me no what time I watch you say. China for a produce cocoa. Yeah, sign free.
Ebo. Yeah. Unim. Aya sometimes mo wa. Ana me yura hosama. Obi se me kasa with passion. Ana me kasa se de memu na bi me oman ho asem a. Enye se memu no. Ene ya because minim se se eduru sa we don't need to get there at all. And se eduru okra. Hwebe bia ye dure. Yes, good board. Ban and senya. Cocoa board wo fitititi o. Good board ban and senya wo say one penny mo bia fa cocoa gold on kwama no ne. Bibia se fa no so no. Hwe nsenche na good board ye. Se omo so refine gold no kra e wo Ghana ha. Wo add value to it. Entanya hwe kra no e be ma musika sem no e be tue gina hwira kosoro. Cocoa board if pe utim yentumi nkoye
osu abrobo
dia ekobai wa dwene mu no I dey necessary ye isa say ya the market price no na ye dey so na ko fi kan se bo so de na nya adwene ene yi mami tie o na fe semadu bi de be san baba dia hwe bebi efiri ene bebi a bebi duro dia ye nti a bebi bebi a ye duro yi no na no so ye de aka ho ebo
ija I'm say that people of Cape Coast and the pay Michel, my man he no nye MC Michel one and the pay na me busu afo na munu ya na nyankofu nyina na Samson ze don cap Samson na you know Legon your Legon hall E block. Are you surprised?
No.
Well, I was his hall treasurer.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
and there was one for here.
Not very quiet. So I'm even surprised that no Mumbai politics. You know, politics will come. I'm surprised that Mumbai politics. But because I'm there, you see, there were cocoa politics. There were cocoa politics and cocoa economics. Since the election of Ghana, yeah, cocoa politics and cocoa economics. It's MPP for CCLA, where cocoa politics. It's NDC for where cocoa economics. Because some are on there. So it's as some of the fact there, MPP one time, what your cocoa farmers 32%. 32%. Now Abani Otra 70% consistently. No. Only the key issue was that the argument because say you can't raw figures absolute figures what it means is that say you jay in economy more say exchange rate you see the depreciate ma odubeye then 20 $1 is equal to 20 cedis 20 cedis and that's say you cocoa equal for 30% mpa obaye won kase nso na economy na nkasa ze wasai project on kanasa why the chicken and egg situation say you see the depreciator no na sense am kodu ye world market wo cocoa ya equal for this kind of osumo one but in the economy no wasai but since Allah see we stabilize na economy we gina no say if yeah cocoa price and exchange rate calculation say konyin mo bi nya bia no o se na konyin na asusu na adwene ba no there o yeman o send there economy inside only sika kasi in an economy wa say I don't know whether you get my argument because you can have more money in an economy wa say which can it will mean nothing because in inflation to 54% we do by 50% so it's kind of wasn't no on to one yashi but if ya manage exchange rate ma when you effect war inflation do na say usika no you multiply by the current exchange rate not on subebreya in terms of the figures in terms of value no it is still good for the economy. So let's stop the politics and focus more on the economics of the cocoa issue.
And can we stop the politics of it?
But that is what is happening, and that is why, and it is not even good for MPP to start that, because the moment MPP start the cocoa board or cocoa politics, one over break, because problem is when if you want 8 years mismanagement of the cocoa board. So I pay for issues one by one as a nation. How come there? Obitum the Onkoye CEO. Only import cocoa sacks or lifespan. Watch because we're in them more on both side environment. Into the one answer to now of the decompose. I'm on say environment. It took a crack cocoa sacks. It will be a hole. AUC, it could crack. It could crack to the extent that 4 days to elections, 2024 crown. About $45 million worth of sacks.
Cocoa bottle.
So we still have over contract one camera. For what? Because the all the wizards can answer our call. Do something to represent something. So mismanagement, you see, people are not talking. Issue of corruption and mismanagement. Can cocoa board where only I say if MP for the damn direction and you're not boko. Only your politics. That's what I'm saying, that it would be good for them people to be talking more about the economics of it than the politics of it. Because when it comes to politics of it, we get and then we can do. And how come there? Yeah, cocoa rehabilitation. But then you increase cocoa production by maybe 200,000 metric tons. Into yeah, cocoa rehabilitation. I have calculation in I have feasibility studies. In there, it is going to cost us this amount of money. So, African Development Bank, Babosa, $350 million to come and do the rehabilitation.
Okay.
And now what is Canal Mona outside that rehabilitation? What's this? About 156,400 hectares of cocoa farms.
And that's it. What the $350 million,
As
everybody says, 156,400 hectares.
Yes, everybody. $350 million or African Development Bank. Also that year 156,400. No, that was the Canasa. Our cocoa board on our account to extra 700 million Ghana cedis. As I back at the biscuit home. As later, a juvenile.
The same a juvenile.
Sikani now saying. Instead of 156,400 hectares, you need only 40,000. If this is not mismanagement, if this is not corruption, what it is? That's what I'm saying. MPP must shut up when it comes to cocoa politics.
$350 million.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. See, yeah, the baby CAC cocoa 156,000 hectares of cocoa.
Yes.
And at 300, yeah, mass, yeah, calculating behavior, yeah, yes, said Baba said you
yes,
yeah, $350,000, $1 million,
yeah,
and yet $1 million.
Oh, no, $1 million.
Yeah, Junior Fasasicano, I need the cash at
dollars and so,
and yes, I'm quite 700 million Ghana cedis. You could you account to as I back at $350 million. Still, yeah, 156. No, yeah, 40,000.
So, yeah, bro,
it's now 116 hectares, and no one
you see, the effect is that so within the quite more money in the it's a cocoa production, it's a crossroad. Apart from Skasamina, why the passer, it's almost a scan will create, you see, cocoa board became a cash cow. That is what you see, as someone said, you could the order say, this government can also make the same place cash cow if you don't say the truth today. Because well, that is the easiest way. Lazy cocoa body one. Professor Randy Abbey or your sports and Azi. In fact, Randy Abbey or winning. Said this management of cocoa body of Kodu in the past under Dr. Ofenden, why he need said the amount of autism no be able to manage. Come abusa syndicated loan. Come abusa the bar as I'm a J Koto Cocoa Fabram. Na mo so mo kota me amalamle one co school or kwa butu ma zema no butu mo aye. Na say Koto Cocoa no boton so ebaka. Check records. Account routine ya bogwa cocoa board ya bokawe gwa masisa like come in cocoa board. Now the government is now have to clean cocoa board books. Liabilities and debt be a cocoa board no abesi me if you Mexico Bank of Ghana Mexico Bank of Ghana Mexico Ministry of Finance me if you have Mexico roads chede say book no man you clean a cocoa board dan po obi an popular on this camp question obi
enu ti na na isifu kasa no wo say ye de cocoa cover 350,000 metric tons of ya jisika no so sika ne akwaji ye no e cocoa ne ese de ko ya kwaji sika na ba cocoa ntu me fadi nyina ko e bi aka echi sika no wa him you see another you see them some say cocoa board one in some tail ejete I one kasa ejimi there also the supply cocoa nti ejimi there this year mo be 800,000 metric tons nti okay mo fada mo be no be 700,000 mutum na ma yi ayo projections ayo analysis we based on data and that's a cry you know entum and supply nti ibi akechi on you can over 230,000 yeah and that's it ibi akechi da sika was the moon njo wo to account mu one send is coming to your pocket what to account mu sika no ba cocoa board na account mu nti ma sika to supply no men to man supply also ni sika otina account no mu ama ochina bi say enya bi nsini bia etumes atonas aiden as a supply sika no wen show sika no yo ofa hemfa it's na messy say some do wo MPP Abedo and the cocoa board they should be the last people to talk about issue of cocoa board they asem wa be ye ke odo okabi na wa be yakasa abwaji wa ka fa MPP fu bi na cocoa bi nkof MPP delegate bi kigina cocoa farms na bia him there cocoa farmers some of them are MPP some of them are NDC some of them are neutral. So it's easy to mobilize MPP for because always the way lose less about boefu no okay you cocoa asina one year meet the new agricole it's a prepare asem okay prepare cocoa farmer so remember you doing there cocoa farmers were illiterate da never cocoa farmer one post kumpa never Abako University Martin said no born manage so they are not that dumb they understand the economics of the situation tisa you can say inye ND Saban inye Ghana no yama though you're second largest producer of cocoa in the world no we don't determine the price now price now before my way to baby see this wage na the reality is that abana sisi sana mnyuke simple I'm paying you over 90% or 32% too MPP time we talk 32% of the amount of money we no wasn't ma cocoa you know abana the situation is so dire that I mean, become to 70 as against MPP 32%, you know, not to 70%, which is far better. But since I'm in a situation, it's more than 90%. Virtually, it's like the government is now going to run at a loss completely, just to cushion the cocoa farmer, just to save the economy. But the most important thing is that never again should you go for syndicated loan from outside. It does not make sense. It's the most one of the most. And you say it with pride. Yeah, for 32 years or so. It's the most useless thing to do. I mean, I come up with that. My first time. Maybe second time, what will say? But third time, you know, also they took me a profit. As a share business, you know. But 32 years, they can't know now. This, you know, what dollars are? Or you see this? I can't default forex dollars. As I bought a cocoa in cities. I bought a cocoa in cities here, you know.
Actually, you know, also there's a citizen back to dollars. Let's go to ya. You procure a discount one as come on with interest too. Yes, woman. Because dollars not big. The dollars not so then. Okay. Gold board concept is the best concept. Raise the money locally, buy the cocoa, then sell it at turning your dollars up. When the dollars come, they come and stay in your economy.
Your government is saying about say, "Omo be cocoa bond, no."
Fantastic.
Ye bibi ebetumi aboaye. Bond you so dey tie dey mo dey plan you. Say bibi ebesin for it.
Yes.
DDEP.
No, until now, also pay for some. Also, man, share bibi. Don't throw the bath water away with the baby or something like that. Man, share people for born away. Most what say economy DDEP by ma. Since Ghana for far away, you know. That's if you want to save this economy, the bond. Cocoa bonds is the best approach. Okay. Now, two, I also disagree with the president. No more better than I can, you know. You see, value addition. What value addition does is that value addition will also make sure that, in terms of cocoa value chain, you know, more will stay in this country. Because as you call raw, we'll process in Asia, they will be employing people to do the processing and all that. But I was called raw on nine. But if you process it here, in terms of value chain, you know, in terms of value chain, you know, you have processing this and that. So you employ more people, get more taxes from income tax and corporate tax. Then you can also export.
You get more
product, more value for but some issue came up. You see, some issue came up between Kofi Nonye, but that issue has been addressed in the reforms. The reforms, also they are going to look at the issue of cost cutting, operations of cocoa board. Now we need to cut because some of the cards we use one salaries in Azinia. We review all of them. Another ones is in Azinia. We need to review all of them. So that if anything at all, the cocoa farmer should be the one to be benefiting, not those sitting in air conditioner.
Yes, anything about cocoa. Obi cocoa board. You don't need to na mo yara mo kwa buruchiri kwa show. That's good. Need to be honorable. You be call issues back, but you be 2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Okay, be 5 minutes. Mama 5 minutes. Now, you share a car a car yebo. Na ka be say me boko chiri kakra, but you share 2017. Yebo ka $395 million. 2018 esote ba $78.2 million. 2019 okay. 2019 and also yebo ka 300 and Ghana cedis Mr. Remo. 2017 yeboka 395 million Ghana cedis. 2018 yeboka 78.2. 2019 yeboka 320.6. 2020 yeboka 426. 2021 yeboka 2.4 billion. 2022 yeboka 4.2 billion.
Auditor General
of what? Kwabena. Cocoa board come mo boy.
Auditor General report.
Honorable board come mo boy say mo ko ton cocoa no mo boy na denka.
Yes.
We need to understand the kind of because looking at the document, clearly the current management prepared this document.
No, Auditor General, I've told you, sir.
No. The report. When your auditor, the already in your Auditor General.
No. Where was extracted from?
Exactly. So who put this report together? Who put this report together? And then the current management they put it together.
No. Say when the current about Parliament.
No, they can't document or they are too screen.
Yes.
It's figures. It doesn't matter. I'm asking you who put this report together.
May say report Auditor General's reports are and say a car.
Yeah, debate. Oh, Parliament.
I'm not disputing Auditor General as somehow can you. Me met me akofa Auditor General report. Na me pull relevant information here me. Na me dey me report and am boa. So I'm asking you, this report that you have been showing from the initial one to this one. They show table of 10,000 cedis and then this one. Who put this report?
Yeah. minority in parliament that time.
Exactly.
And you from Auditor General report.
Auditor General report. Auditor General report. And you
are complicating the issues for no reason. Me say documents now. They have to see documents.
Asema woman na look as if say ebia obi na boni tirimu e dey develop to no say the way enye no a
yes challenge
report ben na wo ho a wo contract report e say
I ask you a simple question.
Me see Auditor General's report.
Yes.
They only have two screens.
Yeah, let's go for it. You see it.
Auditor obetu angugu sisi akra so Auditor General report e can Cocoa boy
yeah. And car boy and some aspect of the
it's yearly and chance ne bribia Cocoa boka bribia Cocoa aboka e dey na masaka ne ba ihuru na ye hunu anaso obi adidi nti obi antumi nkasa anya bedo bebi adro yi a ankesika sabre yi anka ya boss aka na gugugo sasika ni nyina wo ho a anka ne Cocoa bo e ko fo mama no ye beka se ye nya foso wa chi nti Cocoa akuafo yi ye nya foso nti no ye de bi ka modie no se na be ya moso mukuma betumi atom gem date ni ye tumi nya ho
and this time na Cocoa board moka obeka ya ye kura ye set aside stabilization fund ama Cocoa board na $150 million edem say emphasis kan to in 2016 nanka ye cost at bia wo mu ene ya Cocoa board so atia ba fo e wan kire ye na nanka emphasis kan na mba mu yidi mo fa bia ntum mu free akonwa so a $1 kra wan siri mo fa ntum na woni there is a history to baby I was see ye I am pass syndicated loan emwa because entimi emwa ma local processes no kra mu nya business bi em process nti I agree say enye but 2 years ago and I kwaje syndicated loan ukoje $500 million na obi a wo de 300,000 tons e de kwa na wo de tua nyine beka so no wato no de nyamfa so na wo de aba ana ya ye ne saa nti se na obi kan ye no ukoje bo sia beto Cocoa na boka 22-23 Cocoa season bon yedu omokoje $800 million syndicated loan no more project is on better 800,000 tons of cocoa. No more dimu above 700,000 tons. Ebe clear sa debt loan wa $800 million. Ana
that's ye nyafa so 100,000.
Fine. Ana ye kwaji scan buy. Ye to cocoa ni ye nya a little above 400,000 tons. Did that year no about 332,000 tons. Baby e kwaje busi anu free no yentuma fanko
de Cocoa no
nti ba kaya 24-25 omo make statement say for the first time in the history of Ghana young kwaje syndicated loan abanka say be finance Cocoa so what eh
obetena onabo ban here
no the bond one baso because okwaje $800 million no now say all this 700,000 ton kotua no auto 400,000 kwa no 10,000 come ko du wona mpam no say masa furo mo na ko didie na emaya ya be di na di bia ko kan ho wo be ji sika say o ko to Cocoa o de 700,000 ton plus atua no you pay only 400,000 10,000 in my what's about another year say in some first can be more nti enye no the whole word omo nya support no so they have to come back home with that debt. Na omo ba na omo say ya bu Cocoa so omo ye den o ti nka je Cocoa kwa for say omo ye sika so ne ya omo fa another mechanism 60-40% na ama dey 60-40 ne buy enti afa omo ne atofo no ehia no so okay ne omo preference 60% of ayi no beto no na omo eto wi na omo de 40 no atotu anka edeko what is it enti 24-25 Friday to about we buy no last year and no more akasa so 300 and almost 350,000 tons na come no last year you 200,000 tons and na asen say o ko o de 200,000 tons o kwa o $1 and from Ghana afu you 200,000 tons wo mutu ho nya no makasa You trust into multiply 100,000 tons. By that time, now 7,002. Multiply and see how much are you. What do you do to supervise this? To supervise this. Try, send a mini again. Yes, you go a bit when you need. I heard that. And the reason one pass up to date. Some of you, I know said there's some investigation going on. There's some investigation going on.
Okay.
What's a cocoa a bit more into rehabilitation? Send na mini I can and I will call ADB. Mom called Jessica 600 million US dollars. Bakaya about parliament. No, so what did a move than 50 million dollars. I share rehabilitation to do 156,000 hectares. It's Canasa. FDB scanner asa ama yesa ko Ghana omo kan sumu akoyi 700 million US dollars.
No cities that one.
Sorry, cities. Abasa ashemu bia ye wie ya afiwe ye ba e kwa na no ko enu 40,000. Omo no mo dey report na ba say so ukoye proper auditing on the field kwa na e be less than that. 156,000 hectares no. $350 million no asa. 700 million Ghana cedis asa. Your team accounted for only 40,000 hectares. Because this mess, Sakano Sono, you see, it stands in the boots of a cocoa board. Cocoa board, and say, you're more than a tree, Sakano. Sakano at the house, say, I can say. Cocoa rose. As it got to the tune of 26 billion Ghana cedis. Now you have cocoa rose as a review. When you do cocoa chance of you.
How many of you?
But I want to.
So awesome. The
because me can body as body na from 82 ko body ebi ho from akwa to kalo ebi ho just say akwa na now how can you convince over your cocoa rose or Ghana ha selfie important ho ebi ema ho because this mess na mo nya no akasa oh into no cocoa board problem abanyina abano atrase say na meka akwafo mu tie no I agree with them. If they are angry, it is within their right to be angry.
Yeah.
But me see omo say omo nya botre emaye no mu tie reasons nti ama yakodu ba bia ya duri na ni abana ye no se see an ya say the new bill eba ya mara ama obi antimi entua kokko kwani less than 70% eba parliament ma ya jetu at any point in time and two baby ana I disagree with you kakra ne o kan say yanka yan China kokko fo no so no omonton mo niema no on their own
there be pese e beton
meba
mo my price floor
very good oh enti na o say
my price floor
o say omo mu dia mo no
70%.
omo mu dia mo omo mu dia bro omo mu dia other cashew na they want guaranteed price for their produce but because there is no any regulatory body to say cocoa border or guarantee that price no so o te akura so bi omo atofo ne ba about critical point we be oba school na open school fees no obedu ha I say this is 1,000 no amount 400 grand now
but you
can't do same to cocoa farmer the cocoa farmer no she kura no matter maybe we say 1 kilo liboni 30 kilos liboni into that on that score no I disagree with you but yes she na e say we're going to deregulate the pricing mechanism no na based on price president mama so buy what then to be edi mo ehun say or the kura na ye adwuma fuel price alone ye so be order na die kire say eso ti ya pena omote so ana me boa nti omo fa sa gidie no e ma president mahama say so can say if he's going to introduce deregulation e go sector no mu na say bodo paja obo pajam omo ye gidie onu mu two last
also 5 minutes
and that now walk as more than 10 times I'm not first one
me dance
last week that was Thursday finance minister ba minister trade ama yeshia local processes say na work na true they have enough capacity na ya resource omo ombetimi a process yekoko no ha say ya process yekoko ha anka price na eswate obretiri no anka e be affect yakwa na anka mfa ye ho anka can still operate and maintain current price na e wo no
it means within the same cocoa economy you are diversifying
and you see what will happen is that who is Ghana and the second largest producer of cocoa the whole world and this say reduce yeah quantity of bags na edebeko amansen bags na automatically ebe push
yeah supply will fall to supply or
that's no man akosoro so at the end of the day farmers will gain
okay
farmers will benefit
anabi ahimani say me say mo buy no if there is such a mess in the system a mess ye buy dey betu ye ni no nipa eka cocoa board almost the former cocoa board administration no omo ha why nie yanti se bibi se akoso tantantan sa se de amomo kan no se sa neti ampade a yanti se bibi se akoso sa na munimu a ade na sa akofo na sanya kukuduro ebetina radio so tv so ekasa making look as you say mo na munya madwuma ye se de amo kan ye no krede a ye betumi aka se ye nim bebre a omo ba tv so radio so bekasa se mo ye dipa bone for ade na ye hu dia say dipa na di bone mo nya bibia me ye hu
enche bia obehu
okay
hwe enche bia obehu say
ye ne wa ha
ebiru mo ko yoko be 40 times ebiru mo ho a enye omo ni sa political de no enfollow omo ento okosi ya di kura ba obi ante ho hwe obi won so a ni suban ne ye nti no ye friend so omra kura na abeya asama obi atibi what is it I say who dey ya kan ya na aye you know but hedu bisana wako several times na investigation no we yan documents any name nyina but we are aware and I don't want to believe say we must have been some information we nyina no e betena ho I say obi e punish obi a
ye twen me da se
entino ada right time obi hu say ni ma be koso
mame ko kofi so se na be ono so be yan the time akasa no chena bi o makasa mama the time kofi yan ko ma ye die be bi efiri be ya ba biduro ye kana me ne yen ebra isifu kasa ne isifu came as a cocoa farmer na okana se de so okana pepepe o se the entire syndicated loan yen sanka bi oni say ye de cocoa ka woni ye kwaje bisa o nchen no ye tumi afa cocoa na nkonti no ye kwae no wo mama ye bisa ne bia ma ya fam beto enu nti ene ye tumi ankwaje syndicated loan na ye be ye obo ye say ye home grown yi hihye ya ye de ba be ye adwuma kofi baby ye dure baby ye free baby e ba be dure no would you say some heads must roll say the be o china bi no bi nye the brave because wo cocoa board kofi o ko hobi
pa jo say
cocoa board ko hobi
da bi
kofi an cocoa board bi e bia say bibi ko so ho ampa munyi say head must roll say the be o china bi no bibi ba wo be nya akukudro kra tumi akasa say the be ahon betumi ato kofi
me
10 minutes.
I just pulled an article now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Cecilia me a free screen.
So. Okay.
An article City FM for now. A publisher. Na a article now I'm more talking about 1.8 billion syndicated loan. The 2015-2016 crop year.
Okay.
NDC aban na kwaje o man timi am fulfill
Cocoa do a eso mo de ko. Okay. Na sika no so sign.
That's not true.
Okay. Oh,
not true. That's not it didn't happen.
It
didn't happen.
It
didn't happen.
Me Google idea this is here. Cocoa board the from 2016. Me Google is here and na me person me compile ni nyina ansa na. But you go kasa.
I just googled the article, but interestingly, me free me screen so see, but there was a CTFM and a publish a story now I say Cocoa Board even on their this is CTFM for Facebook page and this is September 6, 2017. I say Cocoa Board has been forced to contract a loan at Bank of Ghana after proceeds from last year's syndicated loan were squandered on non-core activities of the board.
Which year was that?
This is story near September 6, 2017. And now CT4 reported on the year before. Cocoa Board koji 1.8 billion to buy cocoa. Omantimi offer and now Mantimi fasa cocoa no anko.
That's not true.
I just read it to you. What is not true? What is not true? And someone wa bet na cocoa season every year.
Listen, no, let's put it in perspective. What time now Kano? Yeah. Let's up here no cocoa season we na to cocoa no. December January we ba mu no. 2017 we ba mu no. Na 2016 2017 season no.
And
halfway. It is a intimate you can't say your quality Ghana and
this is a report.
Oh boy, city it's not true. How do
the first lie you told is a Cocoa Board and Wakada and the NDC. Look, you see, I have Openyi wuti ha Bokman ti ha Agya Kwabena ti ha Honorable Samson ahi wani afi wuti ha Ghana Cocoa Board starting a problem. The last 8 years na Ghana Cocoa Board starting a problem. Ye ka Cocoa Road hu nsem a ye mfa Cocoa Road emma Cocoa communities. The last 8 years na say me see. You see the point is that
but tell him say you can't say have lied. No, you should withdraw it. No man won't draw say have lied. He can't but he can't say I'm lying.
Yes.
He can't say that.
Okay.
He can't say I'm lying. No, because I'm do what I'm how can you say I'm lying?
Also what you are saying, Kofi no. Also what you are saying.
No, because will be a chantra as anything.
Kofi. Na someone mo kan fan panyimfo bi ho say ba wo me nyina mo kan
It's
so interesting. The point is, allow, tell your the point I am making to you is so my way you see a bit in cry. You know, you bet me.
Okay.
Because more motive in a money feature me na me ya crowd. But I can you Obian who bet me at na catch them say Cocoa Board problems are when in this country started the last 8 years. Obian who bet me catch them said the last 8 years in Kwana Cocoa Board Eboka. Obian who bet me catch them say the last 8 years in Kwana Cocoa Board now rollover problem. Nobody can sit here and tell me that. So you come and sit here and paint a picture say the last whatever years a Ghana you see Cocoa Board as somewhere see Cocoa Board da Ekufuado buy and Kwana same see.
Okay, we need
West situation in terms of the general economy in terms of Cocoa Board. You don't determine what is next. What is wise. The figures will show. The effect will show.
contrary figures be or
first of all the even
from a case or that's so Jamie as me come here the aboa mu
okay for
say e bia wo figures bi wo ho ene na bi wo say e ka bi wo bi abesenko before 2016 2017 project na so they see
what I am telling you now producers any research no I just pulled up the story, but because I make a sentiment in the haste, I'm not able to pull it. It's a City FM story, and I just gave you an example. Cocoa board, Eco board, Bessia or Bank of Ghana.
It's fake.
There are other bonds. Cocoa board, Aji from Bank of Ghana. Number 2, Cocoa board challenges are when over the years. So we bet na hakachira will say, Ekufuado emresu. And a cocoa board because the honorable Samson and he was see and this umbrella cocoa board and later that is what you said. That is what you said, and that cannot be true.
$250 million.
Honorable Samson and he made a categorical statement, and I am challenging the production of this show. So in the history of NDC, either from 19 Jerry Rollins film. Na yemfa
that's why we painted the 2%
yemfa democracy NDC mra we see under NDC Cocoa board amokata. I'm challenging the production of this show to cross check or fact check what you said. It cannot be so.
That's why you painted the 2% to farmers.
Apart from that, Cocoa board a car will go on roads. Yeah by a ref he said yes raising issues about cocoa roads are na e kani ade wo ho a ye ka se me on
more than 10 million
oh honorable Samson ahin
but why
honorable that
no you are
na ba dia oti a na wo kasa ni man kasa me wo fa no wo kasa man kasa
kofi yenko
me kan asem kakra bi a
kofi
yenko obi so osho Westchester me da se
Worcester
me dey shamo
so look I'll be the last person to sit here and say Cocoa board didn't have challenges under MPP. I'll be the last person. But yenina yesi ye kanokre ahwe kwan a ebetimi asolve problem. Onkofa ekufu at the time na onkofa a loan trend ember. If you do the research and you go back, yes you have 1.5 billion cocoa road debt another. Any other debts are yes you beto yes you bet me referencing. There are so many stories on the internet talking about all of these facts. So reforms and I can say okay at to force in the reform we have ebebwa you can't refining the cocoa before we send it ebebwa. All of these things we can discuss it. But mean tinaha ebo plant here as more kind say MPP people should shut up. Agya Kwabena na me expect some can be correcting.
Obuso mo come on ntum.
No, you see.
Mo come on ntum. I mean on the issue of cocoa board, mo come on ntum. I will say it again.
You see Buckman. Who be one no I will kasa sisi. Na me kasa Buckman shut up.
It's a brofo kasa. How the back kasa on kawa ntum.
No ka shut up.
Na me say brofo no.
Enti that me Agya Kwabena say me can shut up and go be taking the light.
Say only atem.
Agya Kwabena now kasa shut up okay.
Oh, that because me come on.
Is that what you're telling me?
The tone. I said they should shut up.
Your tone is very disrespectful.
So it wasn't there, my brother. I've never been disrespectful.
So the point I'm making is this: not to keep bad decisions. You did politics with cocoa prices. You said a lot of things are going to be unfulfilling.
Like what?
You promised healthcare, free healthcare. I have told you the person who said it, and I've told you the platform he said it. So, Mubema cocoa farmers, free healthcare, so, and someone who can't so, of course, you are aware of the global impact. Nobody, and I bet or bet discounted that fact. But the Quran is a mobile traders expert cocoa board. No Quran say cocoa board, Penia or that. Jumadia no a wone omo ye adwuma enema ekoso omo ntem no kra said the level of incompetence of my exhibiting and the year do baby dream. They could have purchased the prices, they could have sold the cocoa at the best prices.
How?
they could have done that.
Kofi, na maybe
they could have done that. All decisions, poor decisions that they do.
I said my work. I said, "Yeah, for rehabilitation. Yeah, financing model. Me pacho. Yeah, share. Asamoah Isaka Kain.
Yeah.
Isaka say. Sa sika kwaji edeban. Yeah. For all these years. Syndicated loan. Yeah, just last year mkwan de ntumi ankwankwaji. Na the reason why I say. It says you kwaji be send the year before. I can say koko do beko. And
I'm saying that cannot be true because rollovers happen all the time. This is not the first time a rollover happens. What are you saying?
No. Me say, Cocoa farmer no better.
Yes.
One better as a politician.
Of course.
Yes. Or see, the entire cause or say baby on by cocoa she be or not movie.
Of course.
The entire be sent and sent to me anka. Sa syndicated loan and sent to me and can say. A year before, Nyakwaje Bessian said the cocoa do Belcoma, yeah, Quadis Canon channel. Cocoa noir, young Franco, it's a Diomoka,
Agya Kwabena.
It's almost a baby, it's almost Buno, almost sent to me, and then the Bay Yens homegrown project. And then, about we say $350 million, somebody quack a year rehabilitation. 156,000 hectares. So 350 million calculation we have because I'm not no and to me and get. Musa ko fast 700 million Ghana cedis. As I become $350 million in no. Meaning na echi no 156,000 hectares no much me and get just $40,000 per. $40,000 a year. It's in a 116,000 hectares. As
I'm Cocoa Board report to her. The 2024 financial report. We are made for the amount.
Okay.
It talks about liabilities and then it talks about assets.
It's a rehabilitation. Say
Agya Kwabena. Me me intimi near chin say no cre say no cre.
Okay.
I have already told you say mint na ha enka say ye ban ye making effort decisions in one. It is so big can Buckman a better na ha can asem and what can 700 million in your no problem. Okay, no problem.
Now me a board member who cover I know what is in
I know chance won't mean pedo for soon. I know it mean chance won't mean Daniel asem no. But the point is granted said the mo can put no cry. The mimi can say enfumso aba any kwanya ye be fast we deal is a different matter altogether. And then yet I buy way so time and some of the things I work on once a week. I can bet you say Okofa other previous years reporter you can find so many other things with it. So many from cocoa water ye gisika yanye to scholarship ye say so many issues. Let's go cocoa.
Cocoa road o mine say cocoa sikamadi we maya and na nipa dey bone no mafo man na
cocoa board yera opuni no original trial whether or when you now one win apart
from nipa
look your point is this adan yan for man original trial the point is ubisa honorable Samson ayi and then na catch them also okoyoku 1 year ni also obi koyoko say book na encyclopedia crank by now ma put docket ni
and 8 years so
na make actually say adie ba kwa me ni opanyin ya adwen ni say the political parties and niema bi o ho a SCA ni ya na dey for political football. I agree with that. Okay. But the point I am also making is more be metna ha and they created the impression say Ghana problems in the cocoa board sector started and the okay. Now lastly, my last comment. Who catch them say Momo buy na pro atiti asay. Adia a pro atiti asay. Who buy a cars na apoto? Who buy a cars na apoto? No, it's a very genuine question. Adia a pro atiti who buy a mansion now renovating. Se cocoa board na say who buy na kefiafo omuju na di na ese nkahuhia.
Okay.
And so cars na matacha mo amamo ho. And na mo here renovations akese running into millions of cedis.
Ewa
hi fa. Cocoa board CEO Efie. Omo
here renovation.
Yes, Eda Edima Kukubo CEO. Yes, they have done renovations there.
Okay, me that's it.
Yes, they have bought cars.
It's
a company who are taking upon some, and I'm on this house. Can I say,
me that's it. I when the brand come back, maybe chumesi. I am na amanyofo no. Oma ese kura ejinama okochire kura. Na ekura na ewu awie. Odinsa we born no di no ho agro, no born no di no ho agro. Sana okay sana womo eye
fake story
sama eko ba nyina no politicians say hwam no mudi e say it's so pathetic say no kura so obi edisika to the tune of over 500 for emphasis maybe $500 million eko rehabilitate just 156,000 hectares of cocoa. Bisia ye kwaji beton cocoa ni nyina na ye kwaji $800 million say ye beto Ghana cocoa nyina o. Near the emu over half say ye rehabilitate that ketwa no. Enu po a ye ntumi anye. Den na kire so kire yen. Den na kire so man. Twesi. Producer mpacho mo man ye be 10 minutes bi nkan why. Mada Roma. Twins, my mother 7 minutes. What are you?
Agya Kwabena, I'm say di kan sha se no. Na nkomo ni nyina se. E ka koba enyo obi besue ne so. A oye kokoo kuani. And ema ye wi a ye beka na be ye wetre sam. Na ko. Wait. Cocoa board ni issues. You see? It was the same problem. And I had that ECG. Similar. Na cocoa board. You beka ba at the end of the day no. Say kaba a proye ba yeti cocoa over Friday betria. Ja say o mine I person ye serious. Na ye serious o mine. Sa nsema ye didi hu nkomo ennei. Ense sempo ye di hu nkomo. Ese say ye ade a obi a oti ha bia no. Ene obi obeba bia no. O ka e de aye nhwoso. Se asuma si ye wei no. Say na to no. Asuma si ye wei no. Say na to no. Na kire bia no obi take decision on behalf of sa cocoa na wahwani nioma yi. Eja tamana simi ekasa na o example of cocoa sacks. Say cocoa bottle. Na bottle a yakoto de yehia ye de ba. Ye wie de ka bottle de boa ne ka cocoa buo hu. Ni ya wie na asa. Na nti atwamu no. I remember somewhere 2017 2018. I think it was 2017. Miami Crew. Na ube enter bibie ni a anim ho nyina fertilizer na egu bebre. Fertilizer guwa ma fertilizer na expire. Eja kwa fertilizer ni guwa expire o.
Akukwe ka fono so.
Ni oni bi. Afi expire ye na afi o mo chai.
Ade asay no.
You see, fertilizer na Ghana sika na edi akoto, eye cocoa sika na edi akoto, ba ye ye abeduru ene, ye nka ho asem. Nia o take this decision no, wa fa ne ho adi. Wo be ko chemicals a ye de ye cocoa adwuma. Agya Kwabena, eno eye obi cash cow at the expense of cocoa farmer no. Ye ko ye nim, ye nya ne dan. And I'm already kind and finance minister other propose, you know. First, deregulation, you know, which your money turns up. Yeah, they say, can there be a price floor? Say a conform saying krana, kakra be there, and kakuanino, because ye nim dear or form, and tin I have farm paying for a more cocoa board. I down or muye two or mukaye because oh Kagana. Adumaku eti omuka yi a cocoa board ka ho enti etu omuka yi no omo nkoye aduma bi akeke e ma ne nkoye open say oh ebo ne ko form a yɛbɛkɔ fam ɛboɔ ne kɔ soro a yɛbɛkɔ soro ba yɛhunu sɛ akɔ fam a tete agu mpo no sɛdeɛ sɛsi yɛ yɛn nyinaa nim sɛ akɔ around $3,600 dollars but yɛ use $4,200 ɛna ɛde yɛ calculation no at least ekushi mi koko farmer kakra sɛ at least anya den koraa no anka mea na me kɔ ya anka baabi amaduru nie na nam sɛ yɛ aban ɛne ne nkɔfo nti no at least I am pushing to some extent. 2 ɛyɛ processing a yɛ ka ho asɛm sɛ ɛnkɔyɛ a 9-day wonder yɛnim sɛ adeɛ ba na aban wom CPC yɛka sɛ o yɛbɛ sɔ ɔmo asene ɛyɛ dɛn na CPC yɛbɛduru baabi a yɛdui enti yɛkɔ sɔ n'asene no yɛsɔ n'asene na ɛkyena obi nso de akɔyɛ ne ho yie anaa yɛsɔ n'asene ama CPC ayɛ accountable bisɛ Ghana sika ɛna yɛde bɛsɔ n'asene o yɛsi yɛbɛboa PBC Agya Kwabena PBC deɛ yɛ o baby enti me mpɛ sɛ mɛkɔ hɔ ɛnum sɛ ada foforɔ ebedi ho nkɔmɔ sɛ ɛnkɔyɛ sɛ PBC bɛka sɛ o yɛate asɛm dɛ enti sika ne bɛba no na fɛ sika kɔ a koko ma bɔtɔ kɔ a koko ma na akɔyɛ asɛm foforɔ ebiem sɛ na yɛwɔ years ago na Ghana ne yɛwɔ a jute factory a yɛ process cocoa sacks tama na technology mmaayɛ tama na nimdie mmaayɛ but there was an attempt ɛgya yɛbɛtumi ahwɛ away a yɛwɔ nimdiefoɔ Ghana o bɛtumi di adwene abom na meka nkyerɛ obi sɛ menya ban by way the minister honorable wa wo ha say enti yɛntumi nya businessmen bɛyɛ te sɛ 3
otumfo yɛ bi jusas otumfo yɛ bi wɔ kumase na yɛaka kyerɛ sɛ nana yɛsɔ wasene kyerɛ sɛ wo deɛ wo produce ne nyinaa no ebi a yɛbɛtɔ bɛyɛ 90% a yɛyɛ wɔ Ghana ha no afiri hɔ sɛ yɛ fertilizer yɛde yɛ koko a yɛntumi nya businessman bɛyɛ miensa wo deɛ friend syndicated whatever name I be friend no na ɔmo adwuma ne sɛ ɔmo nka ɔmo sika mbom na ɔmo produce fertilizer a yɛde bɛgu koko ase
na yɛnkra
na yɛntɔn firi nipa ne hɔ that's the way to go ebe wie no ɛka sɛ yɛyɛ fertilizer wɔ ha yɛyɛ cocoa chemicals wɔ ha yɛyɛ cocoa sacks wɔ ha na yɛ process at least 50% a Agya Kwabena cocoa ɛbɛyɛ the most enviable crop a obi ani hɔ a ɔnkɔhwehwɛ cocoa na lastly sɛ lastly the team a ɔmo wɔ cocoa board including CEO finally to lastly ɔkane 3,000 sɛ at least ɔmo nso mfɔ ɔmo ho wura cocoa mu sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ de obi yɛ feeling
ɔbɛtinka
mbɛhu sɛdeɛ adeɛ no menka sɛ menim ebi obi wɔ cocoa fuo ne ho nneɔma but ɔmfa ne ho wura mu na ɔtake decision bi a ɔdwene sɛ papa kokora bi a ɔda kɛtɛ so a nea ohia ɛyɛ ne cocoa sika
no de didi
papa bi a ne ho akyere no ana wawu mpo na busua kakra aka no adeɛ aka oni investment baabi a deɛ aka ɛyɛ cocoa fuo 5 acres a ne mma aka ɔmo kɔ akɔkyɛ na aboa yi nyina
thank you ebo medase ebo
awati ke wo menji ntum se
ye politicize bia asam no ba na ye we no NDC NPP pe na asam no awu because omen bia ni wo asansem hu ni ba koso ye be soso
no not at all
omen bia ni ho omen ni abiri bia ni ho a obeka se afi bia akoko bodbo aka afi bia adwuma ko bi bo aka CSO yi like the friends say afi bɛ mbɔ ka ne yɛ discussion ne yɛ tua wɔn mu a ɛda no no yɛ tua mu ka abiribia afi bi I mean menti ase ɛbo wogye di sɛ ɔman bɛ yɛ daakye bi
ɛyin dɛ do wɔ hɔ you know
because I say over okɔgye besia
800 million. Ebe to Ghana cocoa nyina. Now they about 500 million. Cocoa 156,000 hectares. Now upon 500 million, no, would they ultimately move 40,000 hectares per? Come on. Are you something?
Yeah.
Is it? Anoma bi ho. Often anoma kokone. The man no man nusu man nye de. So nye nyankofo na ne nuanom anoma wo kono nsu a. Woko nsu na afo, which is a downstream and no why fast we to kisi the upstream or etifi. No was full nsu no nyina. On one is a no wa full nsu no nyina. Ewia no we to papa waba nsu na afo bi obi say the one na full nsu. Nsu na full nsu no. Damu suban na yeka wa asem sisala MPP fu won suban why there anoma kokone
NDC fu na kokone no
MPP fu won suban why anoma kokone
so be kan okra o ma huru nsu no first
asem bia na yeka Ghana asisala bia no say koko board issue the problem is from them. This immediate issue.
How?
The problem is from them.
How?
But yet they are the ones complaining that one on what the problem is.
Then the amount price in the court that price. Then the amount price in the court that price.
Corruption and mismanagement.
And the amount price in the court that.
No, listen.
What are you talking about?
Because you want say
what are you talking about?
I was the
oh,
stabilization fund. I want to buy that.
I am putting it on record. It has nothing to do with
it. It has nothing to do with it.
We
have never been in government.
NDC for my
let's take the you see one of the factors are syndicated loan one farmer another factor in there the economy was a baller economy at the time.
It has nothing to do with that.
Even investor or lender and also this kind of man abana one uko sector no problem ho na two economy in general kasanso no why before every situation we have.
You see, Agya Kwabena, these are some of the things I expect you to correct. Because 2022 yenya syndication, 2023 yenya syndication. So how can you allow him?
Or say,
I don't think yenya syndication. 2023 yenya syndication.
The people are contemplating. 2023. The people are even contemplating. It delayed for 4 months. That's it. Economy.
Nobody is going to change the power. See, Bola economy in Yanya syndication. I am telling you that it is not true. Because 2022 Yanya syndication, 2023 those were the challenging times. And so the situation times.
Okay,
in fact, 2022 I thought
you said when you were speaking, you said It's Kofi say you better na your custom na your custom ndamoti. I mean menka there or your MPP are bring putting a problem.
That's what you said.
The worst situation we had.
Corrected you. That's what you said.
Galamsey, the economy, corruption. Yes. Every situation you had in this country, the worst form of it happened under Akufo-Addo 8 years. Check all the records. So when you are saying it, let's put it in right perspective. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. But you see, moving forward, that's what is important. I think that you made a very fantastic point. We can't be the second largest producer of cocoa in the world. Yet when it comes to anything associated with cocoa, if we are not able to determine the price because of this mafia, international mafia, why do we import sacks from Bangladesh? Why do we have to do the things we are doing at time? We are also there. Yakob Abusa and also import BB from BB to fix the cocoa sector problem. Just take after so many years. Ghana is 68 years, right? We'll be 69 this year, right? And being the second largest producer of the product, by this time, it should be a lot of cocoa will be an interest. You're benefiting almost 99%.
And you catch something here. ọmọ na atena ba mu ache
nti
ọmọ na atena ba mu ache from PND
now PND ni awo
ẹja ti anwu mi ti ami na 1957 ni awo okay Samson ahi 1957 ni awo ẹni sọ ọka Ghana ho asem ẹja ma mi read me story
akase you mekasa
abakoto tokas ẹja land cruisers abakoto tokas economy asẹ no
hwaze Kofi no cause am nyede ya chichiro man Ghana.
Of course.
Yan chiche ni political party. It's a political party bi aye azino son ya. For the love of this country called Ghana. Tell me am can send it in here. Ya min pengu. So obi faithfulness why ekuwa. There will be any political party. But there will be Ghana. Ya min pengu. But so the Ghana must be the one also the first. And I'm saying the same kofa abasho or your party full or your party full. What about your money you do? Na say nzem bi akodo no yen say ka. Ma yen ka nyakukudu mpo no ka. Ono bukan fo bu nde abenti o MPP na so asem o kenti na wo MPP fo nya admin search enim the MPP fo na Moses ko fo na Moses ale if this MPP why they lost the election they will not mention mismanagement because they don't believe they mismanage Ghana economy. They won't mention corruption because they don't say it wrong with what they did in terms of corruption. All that they will say is that because of the disunity in the party, what they did to this country in terms of DDEP, collapse of banks, I mean people dying as a result of all these things and all the mismanagement, corruption, galamsey issues. No, they don't say anything wrong with it, and that is a danger. If they don't say anything wrong with it, the likelihood is that if they get opportunity again, they will repeat it.
These are the reasons why I'm so Agya Kwabena, your candidate has openly apologized to Ghanaians for some of the issues. Agya Kwabena,
did he mention the issues?
When will they are? Ẹyẹ twa de tiri ho no. Saa na ọmọ ayẹ fa mi.
Ẹyẹ bóòdì mìíràn ṣe bẹ dwani ẹna ọsẹ sọfọ bi de ṣe ọhwẹ ẹdwadi ehun nsẹm so ẹna bóòdì mi so nso ẹyẹ Ebu Bokman ọna yẹ deputy communication director ẹnima UP Seto Forutwumasi nso ekoko keni na esikase mu ọbẹnfo ẹna afei Kofi Tonto ẹka MPP communication team no ho
meso me papa ekoko keni na me doko
Isifu Isaka ọna yẹ national president ẹdima Ghana Cooperative Cocoa Farmers Association wono so ebai beda na papa na ena no amafo bi ye omoda enti mame famfam tew na yen soro so se mi hu ameka me hu amenkan e wa impo ba ko ha wo hu hu birthday a o ni din wa yi Kofi Kankam kase aha no e wa ha obi dia mame wa Kofi Kankam kase ene eye wawoda Kofi Kankam ese na wawoda o papa na odi saa ewura je bi kese nka ne atwufo praso abankrachi Kofi papa se o ma untirin kwa pa nyi be panipa na behwe ye nyina daache ye nkwakora na wa behwe daache sanso na enne eye Gloria Boachewa our Silver Shells Fitness Silver Shells Fitness Wellness Center ene eye wawoda udofu bi se me kancho se omawuntirin kwa pa Boachewa wo Gloria Boachewa wo Silver Shells Fitness and Wellness Center anope unipa ni se me kancho so omawuntirin kwa sanso ena ene eye Abraham Kingsley Nyamfo Junior our brain school ene wawoda if Mr. Mrs. Nyamfo ho Mr. Mrs. Victoria Mrs. Victoria Mensa ana esi one man enso nyame drinking sport dan so my sakamai why that sakamai Mrs. enso nyame anope ye mawachi na ba kun so senior doctor Amos Kwatin wo Iron City Health Center kaswa Jacob Semin kancho se o mautirin kwa na fe Valentina Ajua Afrane wa wo Fibo Ventures kuma se bo krom nso wonso woda nti wo se yamawo ntiri nkwa ya bre na so nti ye sore so na yakọ na mom no and a man of God sunyane also ene wa woda mini man of God so ntiri nkwa ebrepam ye bedi nkomo na mo kai say ebri bia be se nkomo betena me say ebedu bribi no man no ye bekọ ahokyere mu a ye mu se ye ne ye na ye wonim say China for dua koko ama any cyanide free koko aha and am I bebredua koko etihye no so say wo mo di galamsey say wasase no na omo di cyanide dey say wasase no mo dua koko omo man so akasa omo asase koko no cyanide free na amanfo adwene ko akokoto omo de no na odie no so sei ti de betina say ahwe han na makoso say ya atudi ara amanyofo no ombe di ho agrosa na say ye timamfo no yamfa ye ho adwene a ye bedi edok no kwa ye ho ya adomada se na ebehia yakramo